start that from the start. Anyway, hello. I'm doing the YouTube thing. Why? I've no clue. I got bored. That's a big reason. Crazy. Okay, yeah. So, if you've seen from the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about Nat Dex ZU. What I find a very words are really hard. Very fun tier. That it's gone through a lot. It's gone through a hell of a lot. And yeah, just fair warning if I randomly cut out or you hear a ringing of a doorbell, there is a parcel coming to my house. So that'll be great for editing me later. Yay. Anyway, let's get straight into this. ZUBL wand. Crazy. That's all of them. I should probably explain why they were banned, and we'll go in. I'm pretty sure they're chronological. Well, I'll just go over these two. I have no idea what I'm doing. Where's Mellowetta? Mellow. Where is the stupid singing? There, I saw it. Yeah, there we go. Gardevoir and Mellowetta. This was around December 2023, these two got banned, I want to say. Like, these were the first bans. These were the very clear, very dumb Pokemon. I've got games. I'm going full BKC. I'm just gonna throw a game on while I am. But yeah, very broken, very stupid Pokemon for very much like different reasons. Like, Mellowetta's not going to get the opportunity here. It gets it later in the game, but we'll talk about Steezel in a second as well. But the reason that Gardevoir was banned was because it had like four good sets. And if you prepared for one, you would just lose to the other ones. There was Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Sub Calm Line, and then just Calm Line, 3 attacks. And like, I'll take credit for this because I think I want to say that I invented it, but I didn't. I absolutely didn't. We'll go with I invented it. Got Salva. Oh god damn it! What's his name? I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Silvally Steel. Crazy. Was a good check to the Choice Scarf set. Not really a good check to the Choice Spec set, but you know, if it locked into Moonblast or Psychic, you could check it. And didn't really like going up against the Calm Line set. And Silvally has no reliable recovery, so it could very easily just be worn out by Gardevoir's teammates throughout a game. Yeah, that's Gardevoir, and all of them, it had no competition. Like, the amount of fairies, I'm just going to interrupt this game, the amount of fairies in the tier is not many. The viable ones, I'll get in the tier list later, are Odin Omega, Comfey, Diancie, Klefki, Silvally Fairy, Whimsicott, and Slurpuff. Most of those are either like very specific in their niche or defensive Pokemon. Like, you're not sweeping with Klefki, unfortunately. Wish you could, but you can't. The only ones that could really, you know, compete with Gardevoir's niche is, what's its name? It's blanking on Whimsicott, and Whimsicott hadn't been discovered, so really it's just like Comfey, Special Diancie, It's not really. So our first go for the physical attacking. So like, there was nothing quite like a Gardevoir. Unfortunate crit. Onto the other broken one. That's a crit, Jesus. Meloetta. I don't have a perfect game for this, but basically every game came to celebrate Meloetta shenanigans. That was 3 back-to-back crits. Holy. Anyway, I'm gonna need to get a drink of water soon because I'm being like AIDS. I'm gonna slurp up like half the Pacific Ocean. Anyway, yeah, Meloetta just clicked Celebrate, got an Omni Boost, became impossible to revenge kill, outspeed. Anything that outspeeded couldn't switch in. Anything that could tank it couldn't actually kill it after it got +1. And yeah, it was just Celebrate, Focus Blast, Hyper Voice, and cover a move of your choice if you wanted. I don't know, Relic Song, Close Combat. You could. Let me look at Meloetta's move pool. There was definitely an Energy Ball. I think it was it. Energy Ball probably. No U-turn. Thunderbolt probably. Psyshock, yeah. That's also part of the problem. You weren't always going up against the same Meloetta. Like, it could technically have checks, but those checks were shaky at best. And I'm turning down the music. I can barely hear myself talk. Maybe I'm just being loud. But basically, those checks either got dealt with by a Sultan coverage move, or if I can think, or just got worn down across the game. Yeah, so that's the first 2 ZUBL mons. Very, very controversial in their, well, not in their banning, just controversial because they were stupid. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, we got a game from me, Crazy Hill Team. Just quickly, what are my other ZUBL ones? I'm such a good knowledge person of this tier. Oh yeah, Linoon. It's not really. It was just this the entire. I can't spell for the life of me. There you go, Crazy. Boom. Click that once, won the game on the spot. It didn't really matter. Like the ghosts in this tier. Gourgeist? Yeah. Cobra Gourgeist, but then you have to use Gourgeist. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a shit. Nothing. None of the ghost types really wanted to deal with it, other than like max defense Cofagrigus, and even then +4 it's still taking a lot. And then you have to also run the Cobra Berry, which means you're not running leftovers, which means you're gonna get worn out throughout the game. You're starting to notice a pattern of these Pokemon do have checks. I thought a cat was just attacking me. These Pokemon do have checks, but those checks are very, very, very easily worn down. So yeah, and none of the steals wanted to deal with. 4E, maybe. Yeah, just 4E. It's just 4E. Yeah, this one was dumb. I'm glad we got rid of it. At the time, I didn't think we needed to ban it because I was on a Scavalier hype train. But as you'll see later in this video, if I get a chance to record it later, Scavalier's not that good. It's very good early matchup, but not very. It's okay. I say good. Everyone else knew that it was going to be mid, but I was on the hype train. I was defending that thing until, it just did nothing, and then I realized I was just being bad. Anyway, back to the game. Yeah, there's some good old fashioned fish shenanigans. Magic coke? Jesus Christ. Yeah, cocaine. Magic cocaine. No, that's so dumb. Anyway, here we see Swords Dance Sneasel. Take 20% from here. Sneasel is also gonna get banned later on. Oh yeah, there's some good old fashioned triple axling. Anyway, Sneasel's also gonna get banned later on. But currently it's considered a really, really, really good mon. It's about to get revenge killed. Yeah, the one that was banned beforehand who rose because Gardevoir got nuked was Medicham, which I've not watched these replays. I have no clue if Medicham's just gonna die here. But Medicham was just kind of like close combat on the tier and everything died. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Just the way you're not seeing this in these replays, but Tentacle is going to be I just gotta die, isn't it? No, because Bullet Punch means that that might be the post or cat. I'm gonna go for a second and let this replay speak for itself. It was a cat. It was a cat doing cat shenanigans. Anyway, I have no clue what happened at the time I was on. Anyway, Medicham, broken, not fun, not cool mon. Don't like it. Choice Scarf. It's like a physical Gardevoir. You got anything that could take the choice. No, what am I saying? Things that could revenge its choice ban set couldn't take its choice scarf set. For example, Tail Mice taking 52. Yay! I think I just lose this game because Medicham just gets it's choice Medicham. It's gonna get flinched, yeah. But yeah, Medicham just clicks. It was just this. It was just this the entire time. There's the space. And I wonder how he's doing. I should probably log on so we can say some random dumb things. Anyway, yeah, just I think I experimented with Cover Medicham like once. Was it good? No. But was it funny? Yes, very. Anyway, that's Medicham now banned. Trying to remember who else is in ZU. I know so much about this here. I think our next one up is Sneasel. Yeah, this is more Sneasel. Oh, I completely forgot. How did I forget this? This is like the defining feature of the tier. We have a move band. Yeah, it's crazy. We'll get into it in a second. But yeah, this tier has a move band. Anyway, this is just more Sneasel, Tauros, not Tauros, what am I talking? I'm just completely yapping. I think this was like, I believe one of the first games that Sandaconda comes up, which again will be important when I talk about the tier list and how the meta currently is. But just know that like after ZUBL Yarn got banned, this is like the only viable ground type other than Claydol and Golurk and another one I'm forgetting. But I'll get into that later. Anyway, bans. There's Medicham and there's Sneasel and there's a Barbalical. Oh my god, I can't pronounce Pokemon names. No one knows this Pokemon's name, okay? So cut me some slack if I can't pronounce it. Anyway, I get Hazard stacked on this game, but I think I win? I think. I don't remember. We're just gonna skip through it because I want to get to the bit I think I win on. More Medicham shenanigans. Yeah, no, okay. The Pokemon that I wanted to show up did not show up. Does it show up in this game? I have no clue, but there's a, I think, we're doing, so, there we go. I think, yes, I think Overnight Almost Starters wins this game. Yep, here we go. That's the move that was banned. Shell Smash. Don't believe me? If we go on the validator, Shell Smash, Barbarical, Shell Smash, validate. And look who's just assumed. Oh my. The stupid ass name that this thing is called makes me want to die. This thing, oh my. Barnacles, we're gonna call them Barnacles. Barnacles can't use the word smash. I think I'm descending into insanity here. I talked about moving on. Shell Smash banned, no Shell Smash users. Why? Because it was a council decision and Nat Dex is very opposed to random scenarios. Why didn't we ban all of the Shell Smash users? Good question. Because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I remember making teams of them, and you could literally just take any 3, 4, even 5. I remember I made a team which was Barbarical, Crustal, Dreadnought, Minior Armor Star, plus Klefki for Hazard deck. It was either Klefki or Tentacle for Hazard clearing. One of the two. And it just won. It was really stupid. There was no defensive synergy. There was no offensive synergy. You just click Shell Smash. And everything died. And, okay. Discord message. Yeah. Everything died. I don't know what to say, really. You know? Yeah, so, yeah. Shell Smash is banned. Anyway, quick side note. No, Nat Dex ZU recording. If you couldn't tell, I'm dyslexic. Anyway, what are the other ZUBLs? You think I would have a memory better than a goldfish, but right, these three were all banned at the same time for different reasons, ish, kinda, not really. All physical attackers who all want me to perish. Bishop was like, I want to say the least controversial of them. I'll throw in a replay for the visual among us. I hope this is Valley Ground. I don't know. Chat. Isn't the next replay on the champ in it? Did I just not get replays with the champ in it? Side tour for a quick second. We're just gonna grab a random game. Machamp. Nope, there's no Machamp in this game. Damn it! I'm so organized. For this. Where is there? There's just no Machamp. Okay, we're going on the CSV viewer. Search Machamp. How do you spell Machamp? Machamp. We're just gonna borrow. And we'll borrow this game. Borrow's a light term. I think there's a Valley Ground in this game. I wouldn't be shocked if there's not. Anyway, what are you talking about? Damn. So true, Spice. So true. Anyway, more shells. Whoops. That's the wrong button. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. Let's hope this is a Valley Ground. We'll get into tentacle later. Was it a Valley Ground? I did not realize I did. Yes, it was. Oh, I got a correct bullet punch. That's it. Well, you can kind of see what it was trying to do. If I didn't crit there, I probably would have won. But, yeah, so Valorant clicked Swords Dance, and then Flame Charge, and then killed things. It's not very interesting. Its coverage move was I don't know. It was just the set. There was no reason to deviate off it. And it's really annoying because it meant that other Sylvalis got crept out, like Sylvali Ghost and Fairy, which post Sylvali Ground ban became not just worse Sylvali Ground. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It just kind of clicked buttons on everything. There would be games where I brought like 3 Sylvali Ground checks with recovery, and it would still win. I might be doing hyperbole right now, but yeah, that's just generally, yeah, I don't like Sylvali Ground. I'm glad it's gone. Surf Edge, I had a choice ban, and then Scrappy, prevented Intimidate, and I clicked Brave Bird, Close Combat, Knock Off, Coverage, probably First Impression. Yeah, this thing, there was no walling it. Well, there was walling it. I voted do not ban, but in retrospect, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I was just biased because it was the mon I used the most. Well, not the mon I used the most, but like, out of all the people that used the mon, I used it most. Maybe that was a bit biased. I'm such a good counsel. Not counsel, I'm a voice, but same thing. And then there was Machamp, which, knowing people talked about, Girder after Machamp ban, Flame Orb, Guts, Facade, even without Terra. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Terra's banned. Yeah, forgot that. That's a pretty important detail just to, overlook. Whoopsies. Anyway, back to point. Close combat, Facade, knock off coverage, either like Poison Jab, Fairies, all 3 of them, Earthquake for general coverage, Bullet Punch to just have priority. And that's, Stone Edge for flyers. That was a very common one because Stone Edge just destroyed them. Anyway, yeah, that's our ZUBLs. Barbara. This mon is going to kill me. Unironically. Barnacles is effectively a ZUBL mod because it's completely, you can use it, but why use it over another water mon that I'll get into later. Anyway, now it's time to get into the first ever ZU, Nat Dex ZU, unofficial, not associated with ZU at all. We're like 50 levels deep of unofficial, but the first official, unofficial Nat Dex ZU tier list. Whoa, isn't that crazy? Look at the mons. This is gonna be a long video because I have to discuss all of these mons. I chose myself. Anyway, Tentacool has rapid spin and a pivot move. Yeah, that's it. Flip turn, rapid spin. The other one, I mean, the last 2 moves are just so. This is what makes Tentacool great. As long as you have flip and rapid spin, you can do basically anything with it. Wanna run Scald for burns? Why not? You can do it. Want to run Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave? Probably Sludge Bomb, higher poison chance. You can do that. Want to run Knockoff? Just to be annoying to the heavy duty boots mon? Sure, why not? It can run anything. Toxic? Sure, why not? I've even experimented. There was a move down here that I used a game in it. Oh, Hidden Power Flying for Virizion. That's something I've tried. What do you want, cat? Nope, the cat left the room. Okay. There was another one. Thief. That was the one. Thief Tentacle. So in the Tentacle Mirror, you steal their black sludge, and then they're not healing anymore, and you are. That's a really cool. It's incredibly niche, but it's incredibly cool. I'm taking credit. I doubt I'll be able to find it. We'll just go with turn length because yoink, and we're gonna do the thing of BKC thing of putting it on slow. Actually, no, I hate this. We're putting it on normal. I don't know how BKC even watches these on slow. Anyway, well, there is no tentacle on both sides. That's a crit, Jesus. Yeah. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Let's skip to the point where tentacle does something. We'll get on to here we go. It clicks it all off into the Cobra Cophagregus. Oh, its abilities. I'll get into that in a second. Anything else that Tentacle does in this game? Tentacle gets off. Tries to get off hazards. Cophagregus does Cophagregus shenanigan. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it gets a poison. So yeah, Tentacle was very pivotal into winning. It poisoned the Cophagregus, thus allowing it to, be dealt with. There we go. And all of its abilities are actually usable. This is like a rare. Oh, me mum's calling me. Okay, that's gonna be an end to the recording. Yeah, that took a while. From your point of view, it's probably been like cut, black thing explaining why I was gone, and then this. It's been an hour for me. I got my hair cut. And yeah, I got my hair cut. That took an hour, and the reason that I'm so poorly planned is because the people at the hair cutting place, hairdressers were decided to have me an entire hour early, so that's great. I love that. I love the fact that I got dragged out. Anyway, point standing. I just looked back at the footage, and found where I was left off. So, abilities, great, love them. Yeah, so Tentacle has two good abilities and then a third usable ability. Clear Body, specifically in this tier, allows you to block the parting shots. Which are mainly coming from Silvally, but also Grafii you could count, I guess. And that's generally good. The more preferred ability, I don't remember the exact. Let's go and take a little look at the stats. We can see. We'll go to the 24th. Then we go. Gen 9 Nat Dex. This is the wrong thing. I've gone to the wrong thing. Movesets. Gen 9 Calc. No. I'll get into EVs in a second. Here we go. For some of the more how do I split this data? Look, crazy tentacle, 39%. Crazy win rate, 62. Good mon. True win rate, yada yada yada. Anyway, the abilities. Where are the abilities? Liquid Ooze. Yeah, that's the more preferred ability because you what's it called? Vile Plume. Vile Plume relies on Strength Tap and being able to turn the tables on it and damage it is really quite good. Vile Plume, we'll get into Vile Plume later, unless I get dragged away again. Then we won't. You'll be doing them with a future fish. Anyway, but yeah, Tentacle's got a little moves. In EVs, normally it's just like max HP, max def, or max defense. Either or is fine. And then just like, 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. If you want to get into more specific calcing ranges, you can run that much speed to outspeed Scarf Passibian, which we'll get into later. Just know for now that it's an important mon. I'm going to turn on my music a bit. Feels quiet. Anyway, it's an important mon. Being able to outspeed it after a rapid spin is important. It allows you to switch out without taking an earthquake. Pretty important. But yeah, that's the most specific of like the. This is the thing I only run. But Tentacle, despite its merits as a spinner, does have another set. Technically, Tentacle has like 50 kajillion sets, just, changing out the last move. But it has the really silly but actually functional Swords Dance, Liquidation, Gunk Shot, Rapid Spin. This set's really funny, and I'm biased towards it because I used it and I managed to win games with it. Basically, it exploits the fact that your opponent is expecting, standard defensive Tentacle, Skull, Toxic. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is too loud, even for my deaf ears. Anyway. Yeah, here's me watching my recording back. Anyway. Spin. Exploiting the fact. Also, slight tangent. Forgot to mention this because I was interrupted. Toxic Spikes are unviable in the tier because Tentacles everywhere. Just there's no reason to run them. Anyway. Rapid Spin, going from Liquidation, Swords Dance. Pretty good. You start outspeeding things, you start out damaging things. 70 attack doesn't seem great, but it's combined, and it isn't. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. It isn't good attack, but since you're so naturally, specially bulky and quite frail physically, but not ultra frail, you can exploit the fact that you can get a lot of opportunities to get that sword stance off, which is pretty important when you're running a half meme Tentacle. Yeah, so that's Tentacle. Split over two videos. Not 2 videos, 2 segments. Who's up next? Umbreon. Umbreon has 1 set, so this is going to be very easy to cover. If you don't believe me, where is it? Umbreon, it does just have the 1 set. There is no reason to deviate? What the hell is deviate? It's like Eviolite, but de-evolving. I don't know. What's the other one? Protect! Man, I wish Umbreon got recover. Anyway, leftovers, synchronous, spadef, physical defense. You can theoretically run heal bell, but I feel like there's better heal bell users. Mega Ampharos, I'm going to throw that in as a better heal bell user. Diancie, Uxie, that's a Pokemon. But yeah, Umbreon, that's Yawn, not Wish. It's not the fact that it doesn't have other good moves, it's just where do you fit it in its moves. It suffers a lot from 4 move Salt Syndrome, but just like, okay, not really, because it's always going to be running. Did the video? No, it didn't. It's just like, okay, here's, what do you replace for Heat Bell? You can't replace Foul Play, because then you're just passive. You can't do anything, especially against Boost Sweepers. You can't replace Toxic, because again, passivity. You can't replace Wish, because that's your only form of semi-instant recovery. And then Protect, you're just going to get beaten up by Passimian if you don't have Protect. So, if Passimian leaves, or just generally Mons, Passimian just doesn't become less viable, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one that beats Passimian that we haven't explored. I don't know, Whimsicott becomes 100% on teams. Scarf Whimsicott. Then Umbreon could probably drop Protect. But as it stands for now, Foul Play, Toxic Wish, Protect. Yeah, there's not much to go into. Mega Ampharos! Oh, I hate and love this mon. I was very much on the Meggy, what the hell is a Meggy? The Mega Ampharos band train, if you could call that, where I thought that because we only have like 3 ground types, and like one of those 3 ground types is incredibly frail, Golaric is what I'm talking about. Get into that one later, that's a cool one. I thought it'd be broken, especially after the ban of Silvally Ground. I thought it was just going to wreck up the tier, but it didn't. It's surprisingly fine, I guess. It's not... It's definitely a... My brain has given up. Overwhelming force. It is hitting you hard, it's hitting you often, it provides pivoting within, I'm going to zoom in onto this. Does it apply to other CSVs? This is me going into a slight tangent. Yes, okay. So you guys get a better viewing experience. We'll zoom in again, and again, and again, and again. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know. My brain has given up. Yeah, Mega Ampharos clicks Volt Switch the entire game. There's always the 3 moves of Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Dragon Pulse. Yeah, this is why you run Spadef Sandaconda, because if you don't, that's just gonna happen. Even the fact that it just took out Sandaconda is useful for Ambipom. It's not going to, like, sweep a team. But it is going to probably remove a Mon, especially on more defensive teams. More defensive teams hate Ampharos Mega. It's the reason that, like, the longest games in Nat Dex ZU are, like, 70 turns long. Like, Stall just doesn't want to deal with Mega Amphi. And part of the reason for that is the 4th move on Mega Amphi, which you think would not be nearly customizable, noting that you don't think of Mega Amphi as a... Oh god, okay. Great. Love to know that. It affects every goddamn thing. Okay, you're just gonna have to deal with looking in the window for your replays. So yeah, it's Dragon Pulse, T-Bolt, Volt Switch. Let me remember what video game. And the customization, the customability of Mega Ampharos is pretty wide. You can run Focus Blast, you can run Heal Bell, you can run Power Gem, you can run Roar. I quite like Roar, just punishing, especially if Stealth rocks up the switches like Sandaconda, because 6% of the town much, but that could be the difference between you OHKOing with Dragon Pulse and them getting a rest off and healing back up to deal with you. There's not really substitute. Just I don't use substitute. Toxic and Thunder Wave, very much usable moves. Hit Power Ice, even though on like every ground types except for Stunfisk, it hits. Dragon Pulse hits harder, and it also hits harder against grass types. I think Ferrothede. You're better running Hidden Power Fire. And I'm sure there's another move in here somewhere. Helping Hand's a double thing. I don't know. I don't think there's really a good move down here other than Hidden Powers. Anyway, yes, it's, you know, it did, even though all it did this game was kill the Sandaconda, that was pretty important, I think, in the end. Yeah, it's just the way it doesn't. I don't want to say it warps the tier around it, because that implies that it's broken. But it's very much like, okay, you can play around it offensively, but if you want to play around it defensively, you're gonna need the Umbreon, Sandaconda, Claydol, Stunfisk, Galar core. But again, the reason it's not broken is because it's slow. There's a lot of things carrying ground coverage in this tier. It's just gonna, like, blow you up. It blows up slow teams. And it can be very helpful in the faster offensive matchup. This is why we should give Ampharos Thunderclap, like, just make it a mini Raging Bull. Anyway, that sounds so dumb. Anyway, as I say, I can't get that out of my image out of my head. Tail Glow, Thunderclap, Mega Ampharos, and Nat Dex ZU, just destroying every type of team. Anyway, back to point. What's the point? Mega Ampharos good. Reason Stop's broken. Very slow. What was this game for? I don't remember. I'm very good at this. I'm very, quality content you're getting here. Anyway, Passimian. This video is gonna be like 3 hours long. Passimian is like the last remaining controversial Pokemon. How do I rephrase that? This one was put on a ban slate and it was not banned. Yeah, it does kind of the same thing as Medicham, but like a lot worse. A lot worse. But it also has U-turns, so like and once again, the last moveset can be kind of customizable. You've got Knockoff, Iron Head for the fairies. That's it. Yeah, on the Choice Scarf set, it just knock off Iron Head. I might get corrected later on. There might be a move I'm forgetting, but yeah. How am I forgetting a move? It is Earthquake. I'm looking at the kelp thing now because I cannot remember what Passimian runs. I'm so knowledgeable about this tier. Earthquake. What did I forget? Earthquake. There's definitely U-turn. Yeah, it's knockoff. Okay, it's knockoff I'm thinking of. The 5% other being, Anyway, very controversial one. I voted for it to be banned. It didn't get banned. That's another real bad moment for me. But yeah, it just kind of acts as speed control, acts as an anti-sticky web mon. As I mentioned earlier, does the same thing of Medjam of the choice scarf, choice band dynamic, where the ones that take choice scarf don't take choice band, the ones that take choice band don't take choice scarf. Yeah, and it's a thing I think I'm just going to have to live with, the fact that it will just click U-turn and knock off in close combat and earthquake all throughout the game, and just being a nuisance. What's next on the VR? Heal. I'm going to jump off a bridge. Oh my god. Heliolisk. Nope, that's not it. The yellow thing. That's not called Mega Amphiros. That thing. I hate this thing so much. Mainly because it beaten me so many times. It's the most anti-tentacle Pokemon. It has, obviously, Stab Electric. That's pretty good for a start. And on top of that, it also has Surf for just, why not? Just give it coverage. And then the last move, Dragon Pulse, Flux Blast. Yeah, that's Thunder Wave, that's the one. Let's just go with this set. It doesn't use two of its abilities. It's always Dry Skin. It is the tentacle, not counter, but very much exploiter. It exploits the ubiquitous, the presence of tentacle within the tier. It's going to just factor Dry Skin. It switches into Flip Turn, switches into Scald, eats them. Prevents Tentacle from really doing its job. Tentacle could spin on Heliolisk, of course, but it doesn't really want to do that. And then Tentacle, and then depending on who you're fighting and stuff, my brain is turning off again. It's been a long day, okay. It's been a long day. Depending on who you're facing, you can either click Surf or you can click Thunderbolt. Yeah, and it's just generally a good mon. It does have its flaws. If it's hit by a fire move, it may just faint. And it's still very much frail, especially physically. But the amount of switching, weirdly enough, Electric Ghost, normal, gives you a lot of switch-ins in this tier. Especially Mega Amphiros. Mega Amphiros, you very much enjoy. If it's clicking Thunderbolt, Heliolisk doesn't want to take a Dragon Pulse. Yeah. Copperaja, I disagree with Copperaja's placement, but, well, I'm only 1/4 of the people who voted. I think it's an A/A- mon. But that's not the focus of this video. I'm going to be just talking about why they're up there. Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, Iron knockoff, yeah, with either leftovers or an assault vest. It's generally good. It hits hard. It's not a passive wall. It can answer Mega Amphiros, excluding the fact that Mega Amphiros just volt switches on it, but we don't talk about that part. Anyway, I'm gonna need to drink water soon. It just absolutely does so much. Well, it doesn't do much. It just acts as a wall. It's a good wall, has knockoff, hits hard, it's everything you want out of a wall. It does have a tendency to get very much worn down, especially by physical attackers, which feels wrong because knowing it's a steel type, but it will just get bludgeoned over and over again, and especially if you're relying on it to check Mega Amphi, don't do that. That's called a team building mistake. But even if you got like the Sandaconda Stunfisk stuff, it's still going to get worn out, especially from just like how much switching and pivoting and Well, it doesn't really have to deal with hazards because of Tentacle, but at the very least, Stealth Rock. Like, if you're running Assault Vest Cockaraja, switching into a Tentacle, you take the 6% from Stealth Rock, and then you take the, I'm going to say, 9% from Flip Turn. And that's you lost 15% of your health for one switch in, where the Tentacle then gets to bring it apart that probably OKOs you, or does a lot of damage to you. But, yeah, it just, yeah. Not much else to say, really. It's good at its job. I mean, there has been experimenting with Life Orb. Never really worked out, because you need leftovers, or you need the special defense boost from Assault Vest. But yeah, I guess it's a fine one. I disagree with its placement, but I'm not the majority of the council. Sandaconda is your resident ground type. I mean, if you've ever seen what Sandaconda does, you know what it does. Earthquake, Stealth Rock, blah, blah, blah. Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Glare. Why does it learn Hurricane? Rest. Where the hell is Rest? Am I blind? Yes, I am. And you go max of death, max HP, so you don't just immediately collapse to Mega Amphi. You can run the coil set of Coil, EQ, Stone, Edge, and then like go away, friends. And then Rest or Glare or whatever. Really, it's got a lot of moves it can use. And yeah, that's pretty good. You can't use it as a Mega Amphi check for pretty obvious reasons. I would like to say, you know, getting, that's the wrong button. I was opening OBS. Just getting, you know, worn down console through a game. But Sandaconda, this one, the defensive one, can run the Rocky Helmet or Leftovers, and it acts as just a fine check to Mega Amphi if it, you know, can get lucky with rest turns. But yeah, no, fine. Moving on, Virizion. Virizion's had a bit of a falling off, if I must say. It used to be considered, I say used to be like this metagame is more than 6 months old. Anyway, yeah, it used to be, at least personally, an S- A+ mon for me, but then I continued to use it and realized it's got a lot of sets, which we're gonna go into. It's got a lot of sets. But none of those sets are particularly spectacular. But you never know what it's gonna run until you actually face it. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I have no clue. Anyway, sets. We've got... we're gonna need like 50 Virizion, whatever his name is. Alright, there's... Close Combat. Leaf Blade, not Leaf Storm. Stone Edge. Swords Dance. Standard. This is the Virizion that you're gonna see the most often. I can check that. There it is. Virizion, Terror type. Who's changing the Terror? Anyway, Life Orb, Rocky MZ, Jolly, Switch down to blah, blah, blah. We'll get into the special sets. Anyway, yeah. Either Life Orb or Rocky Road Z. Yep, Rocky Roads. What's it called? Stony MC? What is that item called? I need to know now. I know I just saw it. Rocky MZ. Am I blind? Yes, I am. Rocky MZ, so you can get past the flying types, because the other stat combo, Close Combat, Leaf Blade is not. It's not getting past the flyers, which we'll get into later, yada yada yada. Yeah, and Life Orb just gives you a nice power boost. just quickly, there's a little set ooh, wait, there was a thing there. Ah, I never knew that about Showdown. Okay, you learn something new every single day. Anyway, there's a slight change to this one, where if you can bait or remove the opponent's, what are they called? Flying types. You can run Synthesis, which allows you to just be an annoying setup, but much more bulky, focused, just good. Then we get into the special sets, and then it's the spec F set. I am partial to choice specs, because you get to just run really strong Leaf Storms alongside Air Splash, and then I don't remember what else it has. Energy Ball. Sure. This, it's just immediately offensively scary. And especially to the ones that are expecting to face, specs, not specs, physical Verizon. Just for an example, Vanillix, Fori, Vileplume's a big one. You specs Verizon with Air Slash, just love seeing Vileplume, because the Vileplume's going to assume that it can wall you, and then it's going to eat an Air Slash and take like 60%, and now all of a sudden one of the defensive pieces of the opposing team is now all of a sudden just gone. Well, not gone, it can switch in again in the game, but it's not going to be able to synthesis easily against you. Anyway, and then finally there's Life Orb, Calm Mind, Energy Ball, or Sphere, either Synthesis or Air Slash, and this set is a much more, hard to get off the ground. It's definitely Virizian's worst offensive set. You don't really see the defensive sets that much, because if you start using defensive Virizion, you start asking yourself why you're not using like Tentacle or Umbreon. It's just outclassed. Okay, technically not, but like grass fighting, you really gotta try and use that defensively on them when it's outclassed by Umbreon. I'm going to stop ranting. But yeah, this is the hardest set and least common set, because it requires a lot of things to go right. You don't get to be offensively threatening from the gate. You've got to start building up your sweeps, and if you run into like a Passimian, not a Passimian, what am I talking about? Bombardier, no, you just can't break through things as quickly, because you've got to get 2 Calm Mind boosts, and you're hitting things with less powerful moves, like Energy Ball is equivalent to Leaf Storm, Aura Sphere is just like so much weaker than Close Combat, and Air Slash is not as good as coverage as Stone Edge, but you do get the surprise factor of, it can very much take your opponent off guard, and that could cause them to fumble. I should probably put a game on, because I'm just rambling. But yeah, don't tend to see especially defense over physically defensive Verizon, because it's just kind of outclassed. Yeah. On to the next one. Goodra. Goodra's such a funny one to me. Let me find some games, because it's mainly talking about 2 sets. Sex? I'm losing it. Thank you for giving me this game. Oh, perfect, 2 Goodras. We get to see 2 different sets. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Goodra is a funny mod. It should never have been in Nat Dex ZU, but due to Nat Dex PU using tournament statistics, even though Goodra's like good there, it's like B+, A-, I think. Probably around there. It's still managed to drop, and it's been there has been calls into suspecting it, or not banning it, but like looking into it as a mon, because it looks terrifying. But nothing's happened so far. Maybe if you come back here in a month, they'll be banned. Who knows? No one knows. No one knows what's going on. But yeah. My brain is just turned off again. There's two sets. Okay, there's technically three. There's the defense set, but again, I think you just lose to Mega Ampros if you run defensive Gudra. Anyway, we will get back to this game. There's the basically the same set, just changing out the item. It's Fire Blast, Draco, and then like multiple of its good coverage moves. Gudra's got like a really good move pool for a. I know it's a pseudo legendary, but even like pseudo standards, it's got a good move pool. You can run Sludge Wave to hit the fairies. You can run Thunderbolt to hit the flyers and Tentacruel. You can run Knockoff to just be annoying. You could run Earthquake for Tentacruel, specifically Hydro Pump. It's just got a lot. And the two items are Choice Scarf and Choice Specs. Choice Specs, Gudra just like has no switch-ins. Just straight up. You could, okay, without prediction. If you can predict, which I assume most players can, you can, switch a fairy into it, switch to Tentacruel on the Fire Blast, switch a Flyer on the Earthquake. But if you get that prediction wrong, you might be losing them on a very important one to a pivotal piece. And yeah, it doesn't really have that good of abilities. I'm sure there's videos on this somewhere else. But Sap Sipper, just to be annoying to Erosion, or just like Gooey to be annoying to Passimian. Actually, no, don't run Gooey. Under no circumstance, don't run Gooey. You're going to give Passimian a Defiant boost, and then it's just going to start clicking Close Combat all over your team. Do not do that. Gotta put this back on. But yeah, Gudra does have some flaws, some pretty major ones. It can't really switch into physical attackers that well. It will get worn down by the occasional spike stack team. It will, and yeah, if it gets predicted on, it will just do nothing in a game. Yeah, that's really all its flaws. Like I think we're about to see this click Fire Blast here. And miss. Whoops. That is Choice Specs Fire Blast. You're gonna see this. I'm pretty sure that's Spadef Audino. I'm pretty sure. But yeah. As you can see, it's a pretty good mod. Who the hell is even in this team? Vanillux. Vanillux is a surprise pick. Okay. I'm getting called by my mother again. So we're an hour in. I've gone to the A ranking. This is brilliant. Yippee. Also my voice sounds different because it's the morning when I'm recording this. The third part of this video. The video's already over an hour long, I believe, at the time I'm recording this. So yeah, more yapping for me. Yippee. I completely forgot where I was going. Vanillux. I lost my train of thought from the other day. Hail. Yes, Hail. Vanillux is a cool mon. It's got a couple sets. It's Freeze Dry, Ice Shard, Blizzard, and then another move. Not Signal Beam. You can run on Aurora Veil. You can run Automatize. You can run Flash Cannon for Diancie, Spadef's Diancie. You can run Taunt, you can run Toxic. It's just a good mon, really. It's just like, it hits things hard. It's got hail abusers. That's another important thing. I keep saying these in these recordings, but I need a drink of water. Anyway. But yeah, Vanillux is a cool Pokemon. How cool. I didn't even mean to do that. You can, no, this is a bad game. That is a mon that no longer exists. We'll go with that one. Sure, why not? Of course it's Aurorus. We'll get into Aurorus much later. I don't know, like the 7-hour mark, we'll get to Aurorus. But yeah, I forgot. So yeah, Vanillux just really, its only weakness is the fact. I need to really mute Discord one of these days. Mute for the next hour. Okay. Anyway, lost my train of thought now. Yeah, Vanillux hits hard, does good damage, will, you know, freeze and stuff. Freezing, it's just the random freezes it gets is annoying at best, but yeah, it's just I don't know what else to say about it. It's just annoying. It's a little poo head. It does have some pretty big flaws. That being, it's an ice type, and for Hail the strategy to work, well, not. Okay, Vanillux can work. Doesn't need its teammates to work as a Hail team. But if you are running a Hail team, you are like doubling up on, or even tripling up on your ice types, which is horrific, really. I'm going to say that right now. It's horrific for team building, because you either have to commit fully to the HO, get up Stealth Rock, start hitting things hard, or you've just gotta kind of live with it. Yeah. Just kind of gotta live with it. Gotta put like a Tentacruel on there, gotta put probably another Fire Resist on there. And yeah, just generally stuff like that. So yeah, that's Vanillux. I still haven't come up with a title for this video yet. Diancie is a fairy type. Crazy that. I'm turning down the music, I can barely hear my own thoughts. There we go. Anyway. Yeah, Diancie. Well, what is about Diancie? Diancie has Diamond Storm. Do you want me to just... It's a fairy type that's just like completely destroyed by steel coverage. It has Stealth Rock. It's not really doing anything magnificent in this tier. It's not like it's gonna run a Choice Scarf or some random combination of anything. It's just your standard Diancie stuff: Stealth Rocks, Diamond Storm, Body Press, Encore's good move, Gyro Ball's a good move, Heal Bell, Mirror Beam, Moonblast, Play Rough. You still got a really good move pool. Spikes, Toxic. It would be so much better if Tentacruel wasn't like the defining best spinner in the tier. But yeah, again, Klefki also exists as a fairy type spikes setter. So yeah, maybe this video won't be 7 hours long if I can get through everything else like that. Emboar! Emboar hits really, really hard, and it's got it's got like 2 sets. There's the one more longevity focused, And one more, just click the button. It's choice band versus heavy duty boots. Yeah, it's just the flare blitz, and then a move of your choice: wild charge, scald, stone edge, not thunder punch, knockoff. Knockoff's really good for like Tenta coming in. No, what am I talking about? Tenta cannot switch into Ember. Even like resisted flare blitzes do like 70 kajillion billion to incoming resists. And that's the fun of the choice band set. Will it live to past like 20 turns since it was set? No, it is very much going to click flare bits and then die. And that's why I'm partial to the heavy duty boot set, because it means you're not the rare occasion that like even a single stealth rock, even if stealth rocks are set up, Embor's threateningness goes so down because it's taking the 12%, it's then taking like a third of its health from the Flare Blitz recoil, and all of a sudden you're on roughly half your health if I'm doing my math right. No, I'm not. 45. We're gonna go 45. 45% of your health, which is not great, to be completely honest. Like, that means you're getting, if you click Flare Blitz again, you just get only one more opportunity to switch in. Which is not great. Which is not great, to be honest. And there's a resist taking 37%, I believe, from band. We'll never know. We'll never know. I'm gonna find a different game. This is a long enough game. Oh yeah, this is me memeing around from Meme Team. This is where we discovered a mod. Just look at that. That was a predict against, like, I don't even know, like the Crocolore coming in. And that's like, I think that's max Fizz Death Worry. It's either max, it's definitely max HP. And that's just like the power of banded Embor. It just, there is no switch-ins to it. But also it's slow and it's very, very frail. As seen with the crit Scald from Lantern. If that was like any other Pokemon, it would have, nothing would have happened there. But yeah, it's a Mon. It's a Mon of all time. Yeah, I don't know much else to really say about it. Okay, on to Aurorus. Aurorus is a cool one. Who's next? Fori! I just talked about Fori, as you saw. Fori is in a weird spot in Nat Dex, because it's a spinner, not named Tentacle, which immediately means it's gonna have some... It's gonna have some... Sure. Wait, no, that's the game I just grabbed. Sure. It's going to be having to compete with Tenta for the spin support. And not to say that, like, it's not got good qualities. It's got Volt Switch, it's got Spikes, Stealth Rock, and Toxic Spikes. So just the entire spectrum of the hazard. Like, it just needs Sticky Web. And it's just going to set up every hazard on your team. But there's a point to this. Not only is its pivoting move in Volt Switch worse than Tenta's Flip Turn, because ground types, it can feel very passive at times. Like, it's not got Scald, so it can't dish out burns. And it does have Toxic, but it's like, yeah, so does everything. Every non-Gen 9 Mon has Toxic, basically. And outside of that, It's got gyro ball for hitting things for damage. Like, it's very, very passive in its where's Spikes? Spikes is something I'm gonna do. Spikes, stealth roll. And it hates fighting Tentacle itself, because Tentacle will just come in, spin, and 4 turns of work are removed. But being a Bug Steel type has its major advantages over Tentacle. It's, going to switch in on ground types a lot better, grass types a lot better. It's gonna switch in on, I forgot its name, it's a type in Pokemon. Knockoffs, because it's more physically defensive. It doesn't mind losing its item as much. It still hates losing its item, but Tentacle, needs its item for, the basic recovery stuff. But Fori, since it's so physically defensive, can take the physical defensive, can take the one physical defense hit, if it needs to. But on the flip side, it cannot take the special defensive hits without leftovers. So, yeah. It sucks. No, it doesn't suck, but it's a fine mon. It's just if Tenta leaves, which is a big if. It's not that big of an if. At XP you could take it, but if Tenta leaves, 4 you could definitely rise to I'm gonna say at minimum A, and probably A+. Yeah, because all of a sudden you're getting to set up spikes and stealth up and toxic spikes very freely. I'm gonna need to sneeze. Give me a second. Excuse me. Alright, next mod. Too much talking about Fortress. Drapion, the semi-surprise star. It was, I believe, I might be just speaking complete nonsense, but I believe it was inspired from what Sneasel did. I believe it was knockoff, pursuit, EQ, poison jab. There's some other moves you can run on it, actually, there's not much you want to run on this. Sword stand, there is a sword stand set, but I believe you don't get Sucker Punch, so it's not really good. Anyway, Drapion is fast. Anyway, Choice Band set / Choice Scarf set, because they're functionally the same set. Kind of, not really, but let me up. Long game. Go with this one. Whoops. I'm so good at this computer thing. I think in this game it does show up what it does. But what does it actually do? It does the thing that Sneasel did. What did Sneasel do? In Pursuited, it's the mons it was weak to, and it knocked off its checks, that's pretty good. Knocking off your checks is pretty good. And that's kind of what Drapion does, but it can more easily run back. Sneasel was definitely the better mon, but this specific, no. It's not Stealth Rock weak, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's not Stealth Rock weak, so that means it's gonna, actually switch in if there is Stealth Rock. Crazy that. And yeah, it gets so many opportunities in the game to, knock off, Pursuit, EQ, the other move. I think we see it here. No, we don't. We don't. yeah, I thought I was scared of getting knocked off. Anyway, yeah, my crit was very unfortunate. Actually, no, it didn't matter. Anyway, Whimsicott comes in. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, it just kind of does that throughout a game. Pursuits things, knocks off things. It's generally a good mon. Oh yeah, flaws. Because we're kind of getting into good Pokemon, but they're flawed. It's not miraculous. It's not taking hits that well, especially. And yeah, that's kind of it. It's just got its niche, and it's doing it fine. I don't know what else to say. Jellicent's like one of the few mons who hates the fact that we banned all the broken mons, because other than Sneasel and Gardevoir, I need to check my ZUBL. I'm so good at this too. Other than, right, I guess Surfetch to a certain extent. So Sneasel and Gardevoir, and Surfetch to a certain extent. Jellicent had a really good matchup because it could somewhat take the knockoffs that these the mons produced. It could take Medicham hits really well. It could take Savali Grounds hits very well, and Scald Burn them, and Will-O-Wisp them, and Recover on them, and Strength Up. I completely forgot it had Strength Up. But yeah, it just was annoying to them. Very annoying. Being just like the most amazing answers you could ever ask for. And even Gardevoir to a certain extent, like, didn't want to face it because Jellicent's so naturally especially defensive. But yeah, it was a good mon. I say it was, like, it's still not good. It still has amazing matchups into Passimian and Taurus Blaze and Copper and not Scrafty, and Arcanine and Scyther and Escavalier. But yeah, it's just acting as a good wall now. It's not like specifically checking anything. It's just, click Scald. It's your bulky water that's not named, it's your second bulky water that's not Tentacle. Like, if you need a second bulky water in your team, this is like your go-to. Oh, I just realized that's got a left mon. Yeah, sure enough, good enough. Good enough game to demonstrate. Unfortunate knockoff predict. Does Jellicent even do what I wanted to do in this game? Yes it does. It switches into a Flare Whip, takes 37, and then I believe clicks Scald. Or Willow. Willow or Scald. Either works. Who's next? Scrafty! Scrafty's a cool one. It struggles with the fairies, especially one. Whimsicott, we will get to later. Whimsicott's pretty cool as well. But there's the trifecta of Swords Dance, Bulk Up, Dragon Dance. Oh my god. Not playing that all of these should be used to the same set, but you've got the Swords Dance set, which is very immediately threatening. We've got the Bulk Up set, which, yeah, it does require a lot of team support, because you're not outspeeding things and you're not damaging them immediately. But you are becoming impossibly kill, especially if you're specially defensive. I'm so good at pronouncing words. And all of its abilities are usable. Intimidate or Shed Skin for the Bulk Up / Sword Dance set, and then Moxie for the Drag Dance set. And Scrafty just got a lot of moves as well. It's got... Does not get EQ. I swear it got EQ. Well, it doesn't get an EQ apparently. Does it seriously? Okay, it gets Draining Punch. It gets Knockoff. That's all we really want. Stone Edge, Thunder Punch. That's all you really want in a one. But will it just? Each set has its problems. The Shed Skin, Imitate, Sword Dance, Bulk Up sets need a lot of team support to remove like the faster mons, so that Scrafty can properly do its job. And the Dragon Dance set, who runs Moxie, hates getting burned, especially from just the random Scald or Will-O-Wisp or just anything. Yeah. Did I talk about Taurus Blaze? Am I going insane? Did I completely skip over Taurus Blaze? Ember? I completely skipped over Taurus Blaze. I was like, I'm about to talk about Taurus Blaze's Scarf set, but and then I realized I didn't talk about it. So, if you couldn't tell, this is unscripted, very much so. I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, Taurus Blaze is a pretty good Pokemon. It's got a myriad of sets. There's Choice Scarf, Choice Band, Leftovers, right, okay. It's been a hot second between the last recording of me and the one you've probably just heard, depending if I upload this. That is because I've had no free time to actually upload a thing. Tauros, that's what we were talking about. Just not had the necessary time or willingness to talk about Nat Dex ZU, but I found the time, about an hour. I'm gonna stop yapping. Tauros. I completely forgot what I said, so I might repeat myself. Scarf is close combat EQ. Scarf EQ. And then just random Flare Blitz. One day I'll get the music right. Flare Blitz. And it's pretty good. If it just had these three moves, it'd probably still be a great set, but it gets a coverage move. Stone Edge for the flyers, Wild Charge for the waters, the Raging Bow for screens, Willow for the fighters you check. I have to mention why you would actually want to run Scarf Taurus. It's a Scarfer that beats most Scarfers, not past Simeon. Past Simeon gets a Defiant boost. You don't want to switch into that. But basically every Scarfer in the tier, like if I go down a bit, who are some viable Scarfers? Typhlosion, that's pretty good. And Arcanine, Drapion, very good. Skipping past the sub values. +1 Oricorio, +1 Vivillon, +1 Duraludon. We'll get into that later, unless I'm cut off again. It just takes a lot, especially with Willow in the last slot. And it's just generally a very great mon. I can't believe I forgot to talk about this in the past hour from your perspective. Anyway, Choice Band, same thing, but this time you hit unreasonably hard. And you just kind of kill things. It's very, very silly. That is my cat. Okay, you want out? Alright, fine. The joys of a cat. It is Choice Band Tauros Blades, I should specify, is competing a lot with Embor, both being fire types, firefighting types, that are generally strong. And what Tauros lacks in, like, I say lacks as in it's still very powerful, but not as powerful as Embor. But what it has instead is speed. But again, Embor has Sucker Punch, so here and there. It's not the most amazing set, but like you try and switch Tentacruel into it and it takes like 50% from a resisted Flare Blitz, and then your entire game collapses from there. Reasonably long game, yes. Just for when I'm just yapping. Then just the general utility sets of Will-O-Wisp, Close Combat, and then coverage. Ironhead for the fairies, Raging Bull again. I don't know. You could also run heavy duty boots in the slot. And the one that I didn't manage to grab was the Trailblaze, Bulk Up, Close Combat, Flare Bit set. Very, very good, very standard. If I can see, yeah, a recent development, I say recent, by the time this video comes up at the current rate, it'll be like 2 months. You can run Fighting MMZ, which like no one considered until this person came along. So all credit to them. Here's a very I'm getting flashbacks to laddering on Black and White OU of like Calm Mind Rogue Uniclus against each other. This is not what the tier is, but a good showcase of fighting AMMZ. Yeah. So, yeah, that's Tauros. Finally, back to going by an actual list. I have no idea who was talking. Arcanine? I'm going to have to listen back. I'm pretty sure it's Arcanine, because it's going ordered, and then it's Scrafty. Okay, yeah, it's Arcanine. We'll say Arcanine. Arcanine is a bit silly, because it's got major coverage. You always run heavy duty boots. If you want to run it as a choice band user, you're basically outclassed by the other two firefightings, because coverage, dual stab compared to Uno stab. Maybe not Uno stab's the right word, but you get what I mean. I'm gonna just yeah, I was gonna go with a point. There was a point to this. Yeah, so no choice band, no choice scarf, just outclassed by the respective firefightings. But what you make up for is pivoting, and you might think, oh, Arcanine doesn't get U-turn, or flip turn, or volt switch, or chilly reception. It does get the other one, which is teleport. Why does it get teleport? Because it's a Gen 1 Mon, and this is Nat Dex, so it gets every goddamn move. Anyway, so it's teleport, morning sub for recovery, flare blitz, and then like another Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, or Flamethrower if that's Flame Wheel. Flare Blitz, Flamethrower if you're more concerned with the bulk, E-Speed if you want some priority, Close Combat if you want to beat a Mon. I'm trying to think of what Mon you would beat with Close... Oh, Umbreon! Yes, Umbreon. And yeah, that's kind of just it. Crunch for the Ghost as well. Arcanine does one thing, it does it well. It's got Intimidate. If it gets knocked off, you basically have a dead mon. Despite the fact that Tentacruel is everywhere and hazards are going to be off like 70% of the time, you are still somehow going to like die to Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks won't even be set up. Stealth Rocks will be set up on the opposing side, and Arcanine will some way fumble into them. But yeah, just don't get knocked off. Run it with like Sticky Hole Muck. I don't know. That's not a real one. Steel's a Hisui. This was one of the early controversial. I say controversial. I just found it controversial. I wanted this band, but yeah, it's meta settled. It's become fine. Mainly because Tentacruel completely just shuts it down. I think you do like +6. I don't even know. Does it even? It does learn Dig. You can run like Ground EMZ. No one's run it yet, but you could. You do need Eviolite to get set up in the first place, or Life Orb to get the power boost, but yeah, Ground EMZ could be useful. But it's mainly Swords Dance, not Taunt, Gunk Shot, Close Combat, Throat Chop, and this just covers everything. You're reasonably tanky with Eviolite. And you just generally do well for yourself. It's Sneasel. You can, depending on how confident you feel in your Tentacruel removing abilities, run another move. Trailblaze, I've run Toxic to try and beat Jellicent. Didn't work. But you can run Toxic to beat Jellicent. You can run Toxic to try and beat... Choice Band Switcheroo. Very good. Nasty Shadow Ball if you're crazy. Don't do that. No, what am I talking about? Yeah, this is a very ordered video. Whimsicott is a cool mon. Cause like maybe I should bring up a game with Whimsicott and hopefully it does well. Whimsicott. We'll go with this one. This looks like a closed game. Oh yeah, this is me running my triple regenerator core. What a cool team. That's what inevitably you're all saying about this team. Anyway, Whimsicott, if I can find the turn, just kind of clicks Choice Specs, Moonblast. That is Spadef Audino, I'm pretty sure. I take 37 from a neutral hit. But yeah, that's kind of what it does. It just clicks Moonblast and Energy Ball and things kind of die. And you might counter Steel types. But you can easily run Hidden Power Fire, Switcheroo. Oh yeah, the last move's U-turn. It's Moonblast, Energy, U-turn, because of course. And then Switcheroo, Hidden Power Fire, that's about it. You might want to take, like, you know, you don't really want to run it defensively because yes, it is a fast prankster mon, but one of the best Pokemon. It is a fairy type, so it can be Umbreon. But even still, you're using it for its offensive potential. Rather, I thought I wasn't recording for a second. I gotta jump. Okay. Fine. But yeah. Leech Seed if you're crazy. Memento if you're crazy. Psychic's an actual one to hit Tenta. Because the stab combination doesn't really hit Tenta that well. And Psychic's max. But again, it's like Arcanine. You knock it off. It is base 77 special attack. That's flaccid. It's worse than Tentacruel's attack. No, wait, I can't maths. It's worse than Tentacruel's special attack. And I know it's invested and it's probably gonna run. And it's a strong combo, but like, it's still Moonblast. It's like you just straight up can't beat Calparaja then, and Umbreon and Verizon and a lot. You can't just beat anything, not even special balls. Anyway, I believe from the other game we got to see a Decadui. Yes, okay. Did the Decadui do anything this game? It did. It clicked Sucker Punch twice. Whoa. Yeah, the Situai. Pretty cool mon. It's got its Swords Dance, Knockoff, Leaf Blade, Poltegeist. Yes, Poltegeist. I thought I said the other. I thought they said the Mon, but this is pretty good. It's pretty good. You can run Kolba. You can run Dark, Ghost EMZ. I've seen. I think my memory's not that good. It's very late. What else? What else can you run? You can just run Leftovers, Life Orb. All great option on that. Its problem is Umbreon and Mega Ampharos. But other than that, it can very much punch a hole into the team. It's not gonna sweep. Oh, I completely forgot. Yeah, for move swap syndrome, because you have to fit in Shadow Sneak somewhere. And Trailblaze for speed. And Sucker Punch. Yeah. That's the problem. Four move slot syndrome, because you can drop knockoff, because then you just flake around with Umbreon and Copperajah, and yeah, it's the classic thing of Ghost Grass type sounds great, and then Game Freak makes one, and they're horrible. But yeah. Every time I've used Decidueye, it is done nothing for me. I have great contempt for this Pokemon. And I never want to see it again, so we're moving on. Did I give it a fair rundown? No. Do I want to? No. Scyther! And one I like. There are two of the sets. We've got the U-turn, close combat, knockoff, third move, roost, pursuit, defog, brick break, no, not brick break, toxic, quick attack, all great moves on it, but yeah, this is just like the main set, just pivot around, clicking U-turn, clicking close combat, when it's resists. And then it's other more offensive set, which I just feel like it's better than Decadui over there, is the Sword Stance, Dual Wield and Beat, Close Combat, Knockoff, excuse me. Anyway, you're fast, you're strong, you can run Trailblaze in the last slot if you want, if you feel like you can deal with strong psychics. But yeah, it's just generally a good mon. Flaws, again, if you knocked off, and the heavier duty boots are guarded, you can't get the sweep with the Swords Dance, and it's not like the end of the game with the pivot. You're just gonna die. Like, Scyther with heavy duty boots is surprisingly bulky, and as soon as it loses it, it just dies. It just dies. It will take like taking 30% from a resist attack sounds great, but then you take 50% from stealth rockets, and now you're at 20%, and you die to like spin a quick attack. I don't know. But a good mon nonetheless. Vileplume, I hate this thing. I hate it so much. It clicks. It's the Stallmon. Strength Sap, Synthesis, wherever that is, sleep, Synthesis, and then I don't even remember what else it runs. Toxic, yeah, it's Toxic. With Black Sludge. And it just sticks around. Why is it suggesting I run fast? Okay. Okay, Showdown. Whatever you say, buddy. But yeah, just strong, not strong, but like, it's just gonna be annoying, and it's gonna heal, and just generally be a bulwark against the opponent's defense, and just to be annoying. Its typing's really good as well, unfortunately. Why could it have been like Bug Ice? I know that makes no sense on a plant Pokemon, but like, I hate this thing. Anyway, flaws. It has some flaws. Passimian. If you strength tap into a Passimian, you are, I think that might be the game lost right there. I'm gonna be completely honest. If you strength tap into a Tentacruel, you lose like half your HP because that's how Liquid Ooze works. And if you run into a fire type, you better have a Tentacruel in the back because it's gonna take a lot, and you don't want to deal with that. What's next? Silvally Steel. Silvally Steel switches into Mons and hits them like a hard Molly attack. Parting Shot. Excuse me. And then like Defog, yeah. Just good hit. I was used in the Gardevoir meta because it's like one of the only things that could reliably take it on until it had Mystical Fire, but we don't talk about that part. And it just generally, it's not shutting down the top. It's like a gatekeeping mon, where it's not shutting down the top tiers, but it is absolutely shooting down the lower tiers, like grasses, a lot of the grasses, psychics a lot, Diancie is an actual mon, trying to think, just looking at the tier list. It's generally a solid mon. It shuts down special attackers pretty well. And oh yeah, Drow. If you're Drow, pulling it up because I can't pronounce its name. Drowgi. Yep. Drowgi might as well forfeit at Team Preview if it sees a Silvally Steel. Well, you won't know it's a Silvally Steel, but yeah. Golurk, our first ground type in a while, but it doesn't. Let's say it's not using its ground type defensively. It's strong. 124 attack doesn't sound crazy until you realize that's like. Okay, no, this is not good. It's like weaker than Craniados, but like Craniados is not a real one. It hits hard, and the fact that it can actually invest in it, like the only mons here that regularly invest in attack are Escavalier, Absol, Coppa, Delmise, Rhyhorn, Brute Bonnet, Beware. Beware's left us. The builder hasn't been updated, but Beware has left us. No, it hasn't. Beware is with us! Damn it, I have to talk about Beware now! It's like B+. God damn it! We have to go like sheets, and then we look at it and yeah. Square. Where is it? Full list of mons? I think this is it. Here we go. Be aware it was past Vileplume. Damn it! Why did you have to return? How do you spell the thing? It's strong. It has Fighting MZ. It has Choice Band. It's good mon. has Earthquake, I believe, would tend to get shut down by the Tears Fairy types, get shut down by Mega Ampro, is somewhat set up fodder for Virizion, can get intimidated, looped. But yeah, it's a good mon. It will take physical hits. It will take them all. Just gonna click close combat. It's gonna click dark. I'd never end up using this mon. It just doesn't fit on what teams I like to run. Which is fine. It's a good mon. Not much else to say. Golurk! Golurk, back to Golurk. Just the rise in my inflection. Close combat. Earthquake. Knockoff, and then like coverage, like Ice Punch for Amon. And then Stone Edge, yeah. And the set, yeah, oh yeah, I forgot Poltergeist. Yeah, it's other stab. Poltergeist, you're probably running no guard, because, I don't know, Poltergeist is a move that misses a lot. For 90 accuracy, it does miss surprisingly often. Does Golurk even come out this game? Golurk. Yeah, it came out once. Did it? Yes, it did. Okay. It just clicks Choice Banded Earthquake. Good mon. If you're crazy, like I am, you look at this strong mon, you see its good traits of hitting hard, and then you say, yeah, but like, what if I made it so it countered a specific mon? There's Kolba Berry, which is meant to screw with Umbreon, which is just like, yeah, foul play can't hit you. So like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Because they can't click foul play again because they're probably dead. Brilliant, you know. And this is more theoretical cooking. Close combat, EQ, knockoff. It's the same set, but you put a Joy Scarf on it and then it outspeeds not many months, to be frankly honest. What, 299? 299 times 1.5, 34. That is not even like, that's barely outspeeding the base 100s. But surprise factor in the fact that you go surprise and then you get hit in the face. But yeah, what I'm on. Yeah, Golurk's good. Is it going to be switching into anything with its ground typing like Mega Ampharos? No, it will die to Dragon Balls. It will die to just like everything. It dies so much. It's not taking Gudra, it's not taking Helio, it's not taking Pass. Yeah, it's not taking Pass because it has knockoff. It's not taking Ember, it's not taking Scrafty for obvious reasons. It's not taking Whimsicott. It's purely an offensive one. If you're running this as your ground check, your electric check, you're running at the very least an offensive team, and more likely a hyper offensive team, because Golurk is not sticking around for the entire game to check Mega Amphi, or even Helisk, or even, I don't know, Pichu. Yeah. Who's next? Trigalgy. I'm so good at words. Choice specs, adaptability, you throw Dracos around, and the like 2 fairies that show up in a game in the tier. You hit them with Sludge or Wave. And then you click Flip Turn when you don't know what to click, and then you get pivoting, and that all of a sudden the Umbreon that thought it was going to take the Draco Meteor is now taking Ember Close Combat. And then what I like to run is Scald in the last slot, because Scald's broken. And even on an offensive mon, getting burns on just random stuff is important, especially if it's coming into try and trick you Draco Metering like Whimsicott, or like Whimsicott is still a threat after it's burned, but it's gonna lack that longevity. Because it's taking the 12% for Stealth Rock, it's going to take the 6% every turn. And if you could just switch your resists around it, the Whimsicott will just flail around. Natu! Not Natu. Zatu! Has Magic Bounce. It's got T-Port. Actually, yeah, it does have T-Port. It has Roost. And it has Default. And you can run Wish on the last slot, or U-turn. No, you don't. Don't run the U-turn. Ignore me. Completely ignore me. Psyshock. If you want to deal with Tenta. More quickly, Trick. Choice Specs is a thing I've seen. Thunderwave and Toxic. Datu's just a good mon. But, like, you switch it into something you think is clicking Earthquake, and then it just eats, like, a Flare Blitz or a knockoff and dies. And then, well, that's the team slot. Glad you used it. It's well worth it. Brightness, ow, my eyes. Hariyama. Harry. I'm gonna stop saying Harry. Harry Potter here. Yeah, Big Harry has its, defensive. Yeah, I say defensive. It's still very much offensive. Defensive, close combat, EQ, bullet punch, knock off. Where it's just like a strong mon, hits harder than Tauros, has worse stab and mono attacking. Not Harry, mono attacking fighting, but yeah, big bulky guy, thick fat, allows you to deal with Arcanine quite well, despite your Intimidates. Or the much more fun sets of Belly Drum, and Belly Drum, if you're even more insane than I am, Citrus Berry, like thick fat to get set opportunities, Bullet Punch, Drain Punch, EQ, good, good set. If you've seen what Hariyama, Jesus, it's impossible for me to pronounce Pokemon names. Hariyama. If you've seen how Hariyama does, it's just the same old Hariyama. Or, and I've seen this a couple of times, just full on offensive Belly Drum with Guts Flame Orb. There's obviously the Flame Orb set that trains leftovers for Flame Orb. Sad. But yeah, this set is what we call in the business insane. Just power, the amount of power it has is unquantifiable. Do you have to spend like 15 turns positioning everything right? Yes. But when you position it right, it can just take a game. But it's the positioning part. Because Harry, especially the more offensive versions of Hariyama, are not giving their full defensive qualities. So you see them on screens HO, stacks HO, general HO, especially the more offensive sets. And then just Hariyama on the more defensive teams could be a good Gloomon. And then Bombardier. Oh jeez. Calling him Kyle, cause that's easier. No, seriously. Bombardier. It's got U-turn. It's got Brave Bird. It's not like, first glance it doesn't look crazy. Even you're not even using its ability in the set. You can run it on as a coverage move over Stealth Rocks, but very importantly, it is base 82 speed. That's faster than Pansipian, and you're switching to two of its moves. If it clicks close combat, you might as well click the forfeit button, but If you click DQ, if he kicks knockoff, then you're in a positive position and you can just start hitting hard, hitting fast. And yeah, it's like a mini Lando cheat, except without Intimidate or the Electric Immunity or the Stealth Rocks neutrality or the longevity or the fact you can actually run defensive with Lando. So nothing like Lando, but it's Lando in the sense that you can run rocks and U-turn on the Scarf Jet. So good mon. Does not have longevity, especially if you're running Scarf. I feel like I'm just saying the same thing. Does not have longevity and will just get blown up. Gudra, Vrezion. Actually, no, it's a brilliant Vrezion track. What am I talking about? Vanillux, Tauros, Diancie, Helio, Coppa, Bruce Mega, Umbreon, not Tenta, just generally good mons. Keep it not in line. I don't think it'd be broken if all those mons left, but just like in A minus. On to B plus. I probably should have defined what the tiers are, so we're gonna do that now. S plus, very meta defining. S minus, very how do I define it better? S plus, there is no bad reason for putting this mon on your team. S minus, there's like a 90% of the time you want to put this mon on your team individually. A plus is really solid mons. A is really solid mons, but they need the specific team support or just need time to get going or may just not do great into certain matchups. A minus, they have obvious flaws, but they're still brilliant Pokemon that you probably want on like 30% of teams. 50%. I'm throwing out random percentages right now. B plus are mons with very major flaws, but either they have a wide variety of sets or accomplish something really well, or are just generally good mons. They're just not great mons. You know? Yeah, I would say that. Duraludon. Duraludon was a late bloomer, I must admit. Just, Eviolite, Heavy Metal, you got Draco, Flash, Heavy Slam. Where's Heavy Slam? Heavy Slam. And then Stealth Rocks. Very defensive, even with no bulk investment whatsoever. We'll take hits like Chan. Now, I was almost considering running a Source Chance at. Don't. I didn't even play it against anyone. I tested it against myself. And I got wiped by myself, even though I knew what every move I was going to click. So yeah, don't run Source Dance Duraludon. It looks tempting, but I don't. Maybe it doesn't look tempting. Maybe it's just a me thing. Anyway, Duraludon, the Bond, James Bond. Duraludon has two other sets other than Evileye. Choice, no, we're not going to get into that one yet. Choice. Specs with Draco, Flash, Thunderbolt. Now we get Stealth Rock. There's another special move. Does it really not learn any special moves? It would rather have than a thingy. I guess not. Thunderbolt it is. I am not a big fan of this. I'm personally a big fan of its other set we will get into in a second, but Choice Specs hits hard, but like, why not just use Choice Specs Gudra? Like, where's Gudra? Where's Gudra? Choice Specs Gudra, because sure it's hitting a little bit harder, but like, give up so much utility, and as you just saw, to those who's watching, Duraludon's special move pool is kind of flaccid compared to Gudra's, so it's hitting things for not super effective damage. So, yeah. But the set that I am very partial to is the Draco, Flash Cannon, Stealth Rocks, Thunderwave. And I feel, personally, that this fixes a lot of issues with Duraludon. Personally, personally is doing a lot of work. But personally, I feel like this fixes Duraludon's main issue of Passimian and special attackers. Because there's only one special attacker if you beats you if you run Thunderwave, and that's okay. There's two, but like we don't talk about you. The Mega Amphrey and Heliolisk can switch into Thunderwave, but like every other special attacker, Goodra, Vanillux, the Antsy, Arcanine, Whimsicott, the Zatu. Zatu doesn't really count because it bounces back. Jellicent, Explode, get into you later. Uxie. Uxie's a special attacker. Yeah, just special attackers in generally that are not named Electric don't want to take a Thunderwave and Passimian. And I feel like this set just helps so much. And it provides an emergency attack to Passimian. Because it provides an emergency check to Passimian 90% of the time. Are you willing to gamble those odds while knowing that you're throwing out Draco Meteor every other turn? Probably, but yeah, Duraludon, great Scarfer, outspeeds both Bombardier and the Passimian. Can Thunderwave both, can set up a Stealth Rock. I just feel like this fixes all of its main problems, but also it's a Scarf set, so it doesn't actually solve. Okay, it does solve a lot of its problems, but it's not like it's not going to be flawless, especially against fairies. If you Trolley Flock and Draco, oh god, you're giving Whimsicott so much. Just free Moonblasts all over your team. Anyway, Explode. Explode it's got the set where it takes choice specs. Boom Burst. I don't think there's another move you would have really won. You can run Fire Blast and you can run Earthquake for you get Earthquake, can't you get Earthquake? Earthquake and Shadow Ball. And you just blow things up. And then you just blow things up. There's not much else to it. Like, there's a Scarf set, but it's not hitting that high of a speed tier, and it's not hitting that hard relative to what you could be hitting. So it's kind of like, why click about the it's like, why would you click anything but Explosion with Golem in Gen 1? The button that gives you the happiness is right there. So just click Explode, Boom Burst. Anyway, Tauros Aqua. There is some slight deblade. There's some slight deblades. Slight debate on which Tauros is the better, but obviously one Tauros came out on top by a lot. But Aqua has some pretty good traits on itself. Mainly just being a water type is, you can never go wrong with being a water type, realistically. It just does all the same things as Tauros Blaze. It just feels like it does it slightly worse because Fire Stab is much better. Stealth Rock resistance, very good. And it does have the worst recoil move because Fire Boots can burn. Radio Crash can burn. I swear to God, if you could burn, I would. Anyway, but the one move that you want to consider when running Tauros Aqua is Aqua Gel, because you can just its main thing is it can run Choice Band way more effectively than Tauros Blaze can, but Tauros Blaze can run more sets than Tauros Aqua can. More sets effectively, giving it the overall better niche. But I'm sure if Taurus Blaze were to leave, Taurus Aqua would just immediately take its spot. It's just the fact that it's competing with that. Claydol! Claydol is like the only sturdy answer to Mega Ampharos. It doesn't even do that well. It's got Teleport, it's got Toxic, it's got the Spin, it's got EQ as its last, it does clicks buttons, it has leftovers. It is an ungodly passive though. You'll just have games where Claydol clicks Stealth Rock. I didn't even put Stealth Rock on the set. Click Stealth Rock. It teleports. It switches into the electric move. It clicks Stealth Rock. Clicks Rapid Spin. It's not giving your team that progress that, like, even Santaconda gives you so much progress by just, like, hitting things hard and just being able to rest and just acting as a defensive pivot. Claydol just kind of sits there, takes the hits, spins. There's not much else about it. Cofagrigus, though, also only has one set, and that's the Leftovers. Willow. I can't run T-Spikes, I was about to say. That's part of the problem of, thingy. Cofagrigus. You can't run, why are you running for attack? Okay. You can't run Toxic Spikes because the best Pokemon in the tier just absorbs them, always. Even still, Drapion, Sneasel, Vileplume, Tricounty, Toxic, no Toxic Spikes in the tier. Nothing is getting poisoned from Toxic Spikes ever. Because I guarantee you, like, 95% of the teams have a Toxic, like, landed Pokemon. I don't know what it's called. Crouched? What is... on the ground. You get what I mean, right? On the ground. Like... yeah. But Cofagrigus can act as a great check to the fightings, especially Passimian locked into close combat, or Harry, or Tauros, or just anything, just all the fighters. It just doesn't do well against the rest of the metagame. But it does what it needs to do. And it's pretty good at it. As Cavalier, I have a complicated relationship with this thing. It's got a couple of sets. All of them, you know, Shell Armor, go Knockoff, Mega Horn, Pursuit, and then, like, Coverage, Close Combat, Drill Run, Iron Head, Poison Jab, and no, don't run on Poison Jab, that has nothing that Iron Head doesn't. Taunt, that's the other one. And this set just, like, traps Pursuit weak Pokemon. It's generally, like, good defensively. And then you just have the choice band version of that, which, you know, does the same thing. Just like with Close Combat this time. Close Combat, Mega Horn, Knockoff, Pursuit. Choice band Pursuit is very strong, but it's also not stab, so I think it's outclassed. If I'm doing the calculations right, like, Pursuit, 40 base power, super effective, so it's doubling, so 80 base power, Drapion, stab, so it's doubling power, it's 80, and then 1.5 is, what's 1.5 of 80? Be real embarrassing. I took maths for like 5 years, do 1.5. But it's 1.5 of 80. How am I blanking on this? Okay, what's what? 8 times 5, 16, 40, so 120. Took an embarrassing long time, but yeah. I don't think it's out damaged by Drapion, but it might be. Let's run the damage count. And then BAP. This is a slight tangent. And then gets to Mew. Pursuit. And then Escavalier versus Mew, and it's a quadrillion sets. Cooking up Pursuit. Yeah, it's out damaged by base 95. 90! Not even 95! 90 attack mon! Oh my god, Escavalier disappoints me so often. But it does hit hard, and it has other stats that hit hard. Big knockoff button. But yeah, Escavalier, there's one last set that's picking up usage at the moment. By the time this video comes out, it'll probably be dead, but yeah. Swords Dance hits hard, especially after the boost. You don't have to try and fit Pursuit in, so that's pretty good. It's a good mon. I hate it. Then who's next? I'm gonna end this at B+, this little section, because my throat is getting sore and I need to get to bed soon, and noise will probably start heading my way soon. Anyway, Inteleon, just it's the meme. It's the meme. You think of 125, 120 Sniper Mon that has a move that crits, would be good, but then you just run it into Tentacruel, and it does nothing. Anyway, Hydro, Flip Turn, Dark Pulse, Scald, I don't know. Ice Beam, that's it. Choice Specs, you know, it hits hard, and then you run into a Tentacle, and then nothing happens. But, a set that can beat Tentacle somewhat, not really. It's the Focus Energy set. Snipe Shot, which I don't even think you run Hydro. I used Inteleon. I really wanted it to be good. No, I didn't want it. I felt like it was going to be good, and then I used it, and then it did nothing. It did nothing. I can't emphasize the lack of anything it did. It just everything. Umbreon. Let's go to the VR. Umbreon, Mega Ampharos if it's choice locked into Hydro Pump, Helios, Copperajah, Spadef Copperajah, Virizion, Pudra, Vanillix probably, I don't know, Emboar probably if it's switching into Ice Beam, Jellicent, Whimsicott, Decadui, Vileplume, Savali Steel, Tragouji, Hariyama, Duraludon probably, you know, I was 50 Spadef, but like, still, it resists everything. Tauros Aqua, Cofagrigus, Scavalier, there's just so much in this metagame that wants to kill Inteleon. And honestly, I want to join them in that endeavor. This is getting off topic. I hate Inteleon. Its design sucks, its move pool is flaccid, it feels like it should hit so much harder than it does. It basically doesn't have an ability, because Sniper, cool and all, but it doesn't have a good crit move because it has to rely on Focus Energy, and I clicked Sniper Shot with it 32 times, not a single one crit. This is getting off topic. Back to the video. Oh my god, Uxie. Yeah, this is one I feel way less passionate feelings about. Uxie has two sets. The Kolba Stealth Rock U-turn. This is the boring, utility set. Where you just not max speed, max attack. No, that's a bit silly. Showdown. No, we run like something like that. Why do you run Colbur Berry? Because when you knock off, you don't get knocked off. Simple as that. Then the other set is Grassy Seed.
Stored Power, Calm Mind, I believe it's Trading Kiss or Dazzling Gleam, and then you might as well. No, you can't even run it. I have no clue. I've only seen this thing click this. I get Smash Default. What good for it. Giga Drain. No, I've never seen it click anything but Calm Mind, Stored Power, Dazzling Gleam. It's a good mon. Yes. Does it fear knockoff with just everything? Yes. But both of these sets make up for it. But you can't run leftovers on it because then it just gets knocked off. It's like, it's impressive how much knockoff is tracked to. It's like a magnet. Like you'll switch into something you think's gonna be clicking like Hydro Pump, and then it just gets knocked off. And the Pokemon will be Inteleon because I hate Inteleon. Anyway, and then Clawitzer. Clawitzer's a funny Pokemon. You click a choice specs, you go. This is what Inteleon should have been. No, not in the design sense. In the it has a move pool sense. Like, it has moves that it wants to click. And it's U-turn, and it's flip scode, and it's gold, and it's gold. Why could you be this? Okay. Calm. It also has Focus Blast, which Inteleon does get. Anyway, Clawitzer hits really hard, walled by Tenta, but all the best mons are, except for Inteleon. And it just hits hard and strong and just, could probably replace Flip Turn with Vorpulse, to be completely honest. It just hits hard. Once a Tenta's been taken out, there's not much that can wall it. Especially choice specs. If it's leftovers, then it's a bit easier to wall. Yeah, I don't want to completely destroy my voice, so I'm gonna call it quits there. Who knows? And maybe in 2 weeks in recording, Mew will be in the tier. Right, we're doing this one last time. I'm hoping. I've just got off school. I've got 2 tour games today that I have to fill out for school. But we don't care about that. We care about Nat Dex ZU. And I left it off as B because my throat was literally dying. Alright. Tatsugiri. One day I'll learn how to spell. Today, that day is not today. Gen 9, Nat Dex ZU. Tats. Okay. We're gonna have to look it up. Bam. Nat Dex ZU. Tatsugiri. Do we have any games with Tatsugiri? Yeah, we do. I'll go with this one. So what does Nat Dex? Yeah, what does Nat Dex ZU do? No, what does Tatsugiri do? It is a spinner. Okay, I'm kind of underplaying what it is, but Tatsugiri is a spinner, and more importantly, it's an offensive spinner. It does things. It does damage, which you can't really say about 4E or Tenta, unless it's Swords Dance Tenta, but that's a different story. And it's got pivoting, and it's got Storm Drain, which means it can switch into Tentacruel. Can't really threaten it out because of Tenta's massive special bulk, but Draco does like 50 after a +1, so it's also got the Nasty Plot set. That's also pretty good. I think if you're gonna use Tatsu, personally, you should use the Nat Dex. My brain's completely dying right now.
Nasty Plot set. You should use the Nasty Plot set. But that's my personal opinion. It's a great, not great. It's a fine spinner. Completely and utterly fine. There's not much else to say about it. Tatsu. I swear I got a unique move. Oh yeah, it does horribly. Unlike the... It's probably the worst out of the 3 spinners that we've talked about so far. I feel like I've talked about 3 spinners. Have I talked about... I've not talked about Delmize. Oh, Claydol. Yeah. So, out of the spinners we've talked about, I think it has the worst matchup into Mega Amphi. Because... Yeah, you threaten his Draco, but you can't actually switch into it because you're neutral, the Thunderbolt, and maybe not the worst matchup, but certainly a matchup that has to be considered way more than, let's say, Claydol or the other good spell. 480. Hey, next up, Stunfisk Galar. Stun is it's the best. It's the best thingy check. Mega Amphiros check. It is the best Mega Amphiros check in the game. Because unlike every other ground type in the tier, I believe, there's no fairy ground types, and Dugtriolo is not real. It can. I'm turning this down because I can't hear my own thoughts. If you hear some bins, I don't know. Deal with it. It's got good special bulk, good HP stat. I feel is that really its stat? I'm not like. I thought it had way lower stats. Okay. I'm going insane. Okay. But yeah, it's got good HP, good defense, good special defense. It takes the standard T-Bolt, Dragon Pulse, HP Ice, so Mega Amphiros has to then compromise by like running HP Fire or HP Water. And it's got Stealth Rock, it's got Scald, it's got EQ, and I don't really know what else you run on it. Probably Thunder Wave or Yawn, probably Protect for just the extra leftovers chip, recovery. But yeah, it's just a fine. It's the ground type. It's the ground type. I don't know what else to say about it. Slurpuff. Jesus, I'm never gonna pronounce words. Slurpuff. It does one thing. It's Belly Drum, Flare, Rough, EQ. Does it get EQ? No, it doesn't. For some reason, I thought I got EQ. Play Rough, Drain Punch, and other moves. Sticky Web, Sticky Web. Rest of these moves are special moves, so I don't really know what else you run on it. Return and Frustration, I guess. Thief. So yeah, you just activate the Unburden, you're +4. Great. If they have a Tenta on their team, that's it. I don't have much else. If they have a Tenta on the team, I think you're just you click the forfeit button. More seriously, yeah, it's not completely unwinnable for Stellaris Buff because teammates and that is yeah, but yeah, it just does. I hate this thing. Not like in a Inteleon kind of way, but like in a. I just think the people who are ranking it highly are not stupid. That makes it sound bad. But just over-hyping it what's on paper. On paper, great mon. In practice, you run into a steel type and you're dead. You run into a Tenta and you're dead. You run into any poison type, really. Run into... There's another poison type in this metagame. I swear there is. Not Drapion. Oh, Jellicent. Jellicent will burn you. Because I'm pretty sure it can level +4. Fine. indulge my tangent for 1 second. Slurpuff versus Jelly-san. 252 adamant. We're giving it the best case scenario. Oh, okay. I may or may not be. You don't run adamant. Run like speed. Where's the plate? There you go. It's a roll, but yeah. No, not really jelly. Dragougi, no. Vileplume. That's the one I was thinking about. Yeah, Vileplume completely murders you as well. So you're gonna worry about Tenta, not really Cockroacha, Vile. If you can get these mons removed, you're golden. You sweep. It's getting those mons removed. That's the problem. You can't really get them removed that easily. Tentacruel has a really annoying thing called sticking around for 2 billion years. And this is the wrong game. 2 billion years, and kept really, and yeah, Vileplume's less like that, but even still, it's sticking around for a long time, longer than you would expect. Skipping Facade. Yeah, you'd even see that the fact that it's Facade and it's doing 40. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. But even still, Facade. And actually, return order to so that's it. But anyway, and it needs that. If it gets KO'd before it's unburdened and activates, you can't. It's not the most bulky thing in the world. It's not like, and it's not the most offensive without the unburdened belly drum. Like, if we compare it to the best unburdened sweepers, if I could spell unburdened, Jesus. Compare it to the best unburdened sweepers. Hitmonlee, I think Hitmonlee should be higher. Go to Lego. Halucha and Sneasel. Halucha has defog, so it can do stuff outside of just sweeping. Sneasler is terrifying, even without Unburden. Hitmonlee has amazing synergy with. I guess you could run Slurpuff on a. That may be interesting. Running Slurpuff on a grassy team. Grafaiai, it's got poison. It can switch into fairy types. It's got Prankster. You don't know if it's Unburden or Prankster. When you see Slurpuff in team preview, you know what it's gonna do. And there's a lot of ways of stopping it. But yeah, that's Slurpuff. Sigalith. Sigalith is just a mon I never see. It shows up, does some weird little trick, and then I genuinely don't think it's been played anything. It's been its most recent game, if you would give me that, is 2 months ago. Sigalith is just not a mon that comes up much. Like, oh, this is perfect. Beware, Sigalith game. Wishcast, I guess. But yeah, Sigalith just doesn't show up. It's a very niche but good mon. It's like a... Because Magic... There is no other Magic Guard competition. Because they're all... Kadabra, Delusion, and Clefairy, not the best with the whole... beating Pokemon in a metagame. So Sigalith has got that. And Tinted Lens Hurricane hurts a lot. But it's just doing its little dance in the corner. It's hurt a lot by the Roost recovery thing. I think if it's 16 recovery boost, it would be B or A minus. But it doesn't. So it just gets worn down so quickly. Anyway, Chinchino. I think Chinchino should be way higher. But I guess this is my Slurpuff. Where if you bring the checks to it and it dies. Anyway. Got Technician, Loaded Dice, Bullet. I was gonna call that Bullet Punch. Tail Slap, Tidy Up, and another move. Oh, knock off, yeah. I think this is pretty damn good. I've been swept to it way too much. We're gonna grab this game. Okay, I just saw a Frogadier and my brain actually just stopped functioning. That's, you know what? Fair enough. This is getting completely sidetracked from, I've genuinely forgotten what its name is. Cinccino! Cinccino, yes. It works on the hazard stack, but you can't use it before all the hazards are set up, or the team's been properly weakened. Because if you do, either you lose your hazards, or you die. And Cinccino is really good at either sweeping a very, very, very weak team, or sweeping a very, 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 oh, that's so value 5. Why is it not resisted? Huh? Oh, it's neutralizing. How is it not resisted? I'm confused. That's Ghost! Right! Sidetracked. Right, Cinccino. Cinccino great. Love Cinccino. Has to stay really specific. Has to stay in the back. Has to not get injured at all. Because it dies to priority. It dies to this, that, and what. But I still think it's good. Others disagree. That's fair enough. Who's next? Palosan. Palosan's like the... For as much as I went on about Mega Ampharos and the fact there's no ground type, there's still a lot of ground type. Stealth Rocks, Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Shore Up. That's Sleep Talk, we don't want that. Yeah, it just does this. It acts as a physical wall. It acts as a semi-functional passive in check. It's not really. Knockoff does a lot. So you could run Colbur Berry. But Palosan's fine with its niche. Arctivish. Hail teams are weird, man. They're not like normally when you build a weather team, you're like, you know, okay, I've got to set up all the hazards, gotta get my sweeper in, gotta get the light play in, bada. Hail teams just don't work like that in this tier. Like, Arctivish is not reason why you're using Hail. You're using Hail because Vanillix is scary. Throwing off blizzards like hell and back with choice specs or heavy duty boots. I think I talked about it. Yeah, I talked about it. I'm sure I did. Artifice is just kind of a thing you put on at the end of your... Like, you just build a standard team, and then instead of the last slot, like, you just throw Artifice. Choice Band's really scary, Heavy Duty Boots is really scary, Slush Rush, and it's just like, once Vanillix dies, you have like, scary Vanillix 2. Well, not Vanillix 2, Physical Attacker, yada, but like, Artifice there is not there for being itself. It's there because Hail is such a good strategy and basically the only weather that you just put on a good team and it just works. So yeah, it's Artifice. Zarina. I hate the spinner too. I don't know why. It's called U-turn. There you go. Spinner with U-turn. If I could spell its name, Queenly Majesty, Rapid Spin, U-turn, Triple Axle, and then High Jump Kick or Leaf Blade. I think it gets Leaf Blade. No, it doesn't. Okay. Oh wait, I don't know. Still doesn't get Leaf Blade. Do you get any physical grass tabs, Arena? Power up. Okay, power up. Okay, power. Power up. And it just spins. It's a good... It's good at dealing with Tentacle. It's a spinner that kind of beats Tentacle. In the sense that, like, Tentacle doesn't really want to switch into you. but you don't really want to switch into it. It's like an offensive check to Tenta. Yeah, that's about it. I'm starting to realize that this last bit of the video is going to be very short because these mons do not have anything going for them, or less going for them. Magneton. Jesus, this thing is just strong. You could either go Choice Scarf or Choice Specs. Well, there's two sets, actually. There's the Choice Scarf, Magnet Puller. You know, you need Fortress removed for something, or you need the Stun Fist weakened for Mega Amphi. And yeah, that's pretty good. And then you've got the Analytic Kill Everything Must Die set with either Choice Specs or Eviolite. Thunderbolt, Flash, and then like a hidden power of your choice. Or Teleport if you're crazy. Or Try Attack if you're insane like me. Hidden power fire, probably. Yeah. And this set does so much damage. It's utterly insane. Problem is, both sets kind of lose the Passimian and ground types. Generally, you can protect around them, but like, it's still not great when you're choice locked against Sandaconda, because then Sandaconda like sort of Stealth Rocks and Stone Edge, AQ and Coil, and that's a dangerous game. And if you try and predict, like, I don't know, you're facing a Jellicent. This is a very common scenario. You're facing a Jellicent, you click Fast Cannon, it stays in, eats it, and now you're either Skull Burned or Regular Burned or Hexed or whatever. And the thing is, it has no longevity. Magneton very much works on either the HO remove Drag Mag, that's what it's called, or on these pivot focus, like, okay, I've got this really strong but slow ball, like Gudra. Gudra's a great example. Slow, it's fast, but like, yeah, you know what I mean. Golurk, Ember's the perfect example. Got these big slow breakers, and I want to get them in. Magneton is great at that. Yeah, and this in the EQ weakness and the Passimian and the. Yeah, it's really just Earthquake. There's a lot of Earthquakes going around. There's Tauros, Sandaconda, Passimian, Embor, Drapion probably, Golurk. You just don't get that many switch-ins. But it's all good. You do what you do fine. Magmortar! I'm turning this down. Even though it's like no volume. I just don't like this song. Heavy Duty Boots! And you may be thinking, oh, it's a big, strong fire type. Like, we have 50 kabillion of them. Embor, Arcanine, Tauros. Okay, that's it. But the point still stands. And you got, like, you know, Scorching Sands, Fire Blast, Focus Blast if you feel like missing. And the method of game development I quite liked was Teleport. Because, like, if they switch into Tenna, you T-ports into a Passimian. What are they gonna do? That's the new thing. They can't do anything. You just do great, and I like that. Does it have? It's the same problem as Arcanine. It's if you get knocked off, you're just dead, and you don't do great into Tenta, and you don't have Intimidate, but you do have Teleport, and that leads to some cool pivoting. You can run Choice Specs with Teleport, which is funny, but very much less viable. Quillfish! Big Quillfish. Quillfish Hisui specifically. Eviolite. Set up all the hazards. Debond. It's a very good hyper offensive lead and can work defensively. Barbarage. It's just a good one. It's not fantastic. It's the EQ weakness very damning. But, and the fact that you're probably going to be getting Intimidate, so that means you're not good Passimian check. you would be a good persona check even if you didn't have Intimidate, but Intimidate allows you to like. The thing is, Intimidate allows you to help your hyper-offensive teammates get in. If you're facing a Scyther, you can Intimidate it. If you're facing a Golurk, you can Intimidate it. So even if you die, you're allowing your teammates to go and do things. Right? That makes sense. That probably makes sense. Anyway. Ordinal Mega. I'm gonna break my confidentiality rules. I was the one that made the VR, okay. I averaged all the VRs. And the reason that Ordinal is Nat Dex ZU at the moment is because everyone put it in B-, right? Or C. But everyone else I put in C. Everyone put in B-. But one person, I'm not going to call their name, they know who they are, they receive very much judgment from me. I don't know why they put it there. They put it in like A, right? Fine, whatever. That's fine. People are entitled to their opinions. But they put it above Mega Ampharos. And they put it above so much more. And I'm still bamboozled and baffled and just shocked to this day. Because what does an Ordinal Mega do? What does it do? I don't know. I don't know what it does. I think genuinely Ordinal Regular is better, right? Okay? Like, Ordinal Mega is it has nothing. This is double reality. It has a worse ability. Does this game have Mega Ordinal? I think it does, but I don't even think it comes out. Yeah, it doesn't even come out. It's so. Alright, let's try this game. Does Mega Ordinal come out? When did I lose my Ordinal? Wait, what? Ordinal. Okay, knock off. And then did I get crit? Okay, yeah. So, again, not showing up. Maybe this game will have it. There's the Ordinal. It's not Mega Ordinal because you're running out against... let's go again. There we go! Finally! On Mega Ordinal, and it has to immediately switch out because it's fighting a tentacle. And then the Claydol's toxic, and now we're just I don't like this thing. I just don't. I don't. This is when Silvale Ground was still around, to be fair, but like wow, it's cooking T-Ball and it's gonna get parried. Oh yeah, can't mind. Like, you can run it offensive, you can run it defensive. To be fair, it has a lot of sets. Just none of them are good. I don't know. I can't speak on this one. I need someone else to make, like, a well-formed argument of why Ordinal deserves to be B or higher. Because I think we should throw it in the dump. That was a bit not as impassioned as Talion rant, but anyway, Articuno, that's pretty cool. That's a cool mon. You might be wondering, oh, isn't that a setup sweeper? That's gonna. If I could spell Articuno Galar. Isn't that a setup sweeper that clicks Calm Mind, Agility, and Stored Power? And yeah, it can do that. But the set that I've seen way more often is Heavy Duty Boots, U-Turn, Hurricane, Future Sight, and then it doesn't even get Defog, really? It doesn't even get Defog, okay. And Freezing Glare. And you just switch around a lot. And what's the benefit to this? Why not use a different Pokemon? You know, unique typing, strong Future Sight stat, all that good stuff. It's the fact that in Team Preview, you don't know which one it's gonna be.
That's unrelated problems.
Unrelated to that Discord message, Articuno Galar, should probably respond to it. Stupid morality or something.
What else?
Anyway. What was I saying? Articuno Galar, pivot, yada 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 yada. Got competitive, so it's good to switch into Taurus Blaze, yada yada yada. And then it's moderately fast for the meta game. It just does well. And oh yeah, the team preview stored power. Don't know what you want to be. The checks are very bit different, but not that different. So yeah, B tier. Brute Bonnet.
Another Pokemon I don't think should be
ZU. Because I was looking at it. I was describing it to someone I was talking to. I was like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna, do a Swords Dance, Trailblaze, close combat, Seed Bomb. It sucks it only has Seed Bomb and not like Power Whip, but you live with what you got. It doesn't get Sword Stance. What is this mon? It doesn't. Why doesn't it get Sword Stance? So you just have to run like Spore in the last spot, and then you just get U-turned on, and then you have to run Booster Attack, and then you can't run Booster Speed because Game Freak, I don't know, hates you. I know why. It's fast but sleep. Horrid. BGC would be in shambles. But would it? Why do they care about balance for this one and not Calyrex Shadow? This is beside the point. It hits hard. You can run Crunch since you're not sweeping here. Hits hard. Puts things to sleep. It's generally fine. It's a fine mon. It just could have been so much better. Anyway, Delmize. Delmize provides the very useful niche of being a hazard stacker who also spins. No, not a hazard stacker, but a spin blocker who also is a spinner and also does a lot of damage. That's very good, and even has reliable recovery. That's very good. Does it just get continually flip turned and momentum is given off it by Tenta and Fortress and Zarina? And the other one, Claydol? Maybe, but he does block their spin. Oh, the video ended. Alright. Fine. We're going back to the start. We'll be talking for more than 2 hours. Anyway. Then, I don't know. That's about it. And finally, we get to the Nat Dex ZU mons, or the unranked mons, depending on who you ask. I forgot what I was going to say. Lantern. Lantern is a mon that switches into Mega Ampharos, especially when invested special defensively. And Volt Switch, Scald, Flip Turn, not Flip Turn. You can run Flip Turn. It's either or. Thunder Wave, Toxic, Special Defensive, all that good stuff. And it gains HP. It's great at exploiting Mega Ampharos. Rest of the metagame, on the other hand, it gives momentum to Tentacle. I guess you could run. Yeah, it's got Water Absorb, but you need it for Mega Ampharos. You can get Flip Turn on Tenta, gets Earthquake by Passimian, gets full, it just dies. Just good heal, it's check. Copper Raja, Sandaconda, Virizion takes so much away. If it's running Lumberry, you're just giving it a free opportunity to set up. Gudra, again, kind of. Vanillix clicks Freeze Dry. Taurus clicks Earthquake, Deancey clicks Spikes, but also Scald. But that's about it. Well, that's all I'm willing to cover because I'm trying to save on this time. I don't want this to be a 5-hour video.
And that's about it. It does click volt switch and volt turn, and yeah, it's a fine one. Venusaur has the two sets. One you know, one you probably don't know. It's first set is these classic life lore, chlorophyll, solar beam, earth power, weather ball. That's the last one, and growth. Works on some teams. Some teams aren't that good because Vanillick's kind of, ironically enough, Vanillick shuts them down because there's no Sunsetters yet. We will see. No, Drought's banned. Yeah, so no. Yeah, Vanillick shuts them down because you have to rely on Manual Sun. And you could set up Manual Sun in front of Vanillick's, but as soon as you switch out, Venusaur can't one-shot Vanillick's if Vanillick's is at full health. And if it clicks Weather Ball, it becomes resisted. Clicks Earth Power, it's fine. Solar Beam, you're locked into Solar Beam, and you're gonna get Blizzard or Dawn. And if you click Growth, well then none of your moves do anything. But that's not the main set Venusaur runs. We run Normal LMZ, Overgrowth, Celebrate, Giga Drain, Sludgeabum, Earth Power. This is the set. This is the good set. Don't have to rely on your teammates that much. You do need pivoting in and stuff, but that's fine enough. And yeah, it hits like a truck. It's faster than most things. Speed time with Passimi is pretty good. Speed time with Goodra is pretty good. You can click Earth Power against Tenta to avoid Liquid Ooze, and yeah, that's it. That's kind of what it does. Is it a pain to set up in the first place? Jesus, yes. You gotta click Celebrate, and you can't run an item, so no healing, no damage boosts. So sometimes you'll just be flaccid into anything, especially Umbreon. Umbreon just clicks Foul Play and Wish and Protect against you, and it's just, you can't do anything. But that's what we know. Orikori Sensu. I have a complicated relationship with this mon. If you asked me at the start of the VR process, I would have ranked it about 2 tiers higher than I ended up doing. And it's such a weird mon. You click Quiver Dance, but then you run into Umbreon. That's the thing. You need Umbreon removed. And you need to avoid knockoffs like the plague. You have to have Heavy Duty Boots, Quiver Dance, Hurricane. Of course you're clicking Hurricane, and Air Slash is too weak. Revelation Dance, and then Boost. I don't know why it's gone bulky. You need them, but you can't physically. I think a Nat Dex ZU, if it exists, I know it exists, but if it becomes a truly beloved metagame, I think Oricorio is going to dominate. I think the only thing that checks it is Snorlax. But that's theory crafting about a tier that is in a weird spot. But yeah, Oricorio just needs Dark types removed. And we talk about Dark types, we talk about Umbreon. Because, with a quick cursory glance, it's the other Dark type Quillfish. But Umbreon, pretty good mon. So it's very hard to remove. So you've basically got no way of removing it. You've got to predict with Passimian double switches or hitting it hard with Horizon early in the game so your Oricorio can sweep. But if you're fighting a good player, they're not going to leave you in their Umbreon against a Horizon and a Passimian. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty good against the... Oh yeah, Bombirdier is just... yeah, okay. But other than those 3, probably some others I'm forgetting about, it does well into the rest of the game. The problem is, it just does well, not brilliantly. And that is a problem. Because, you
yeah, I don't know what else to say. Anyway, Sandslash Alola. Sandslash is more for the dedicated snow teams, the ones that want to like actually get the slush rushers in, and Sandslash has got 2 sets of those kinds of teams. He's got the defensive Raptor triple axles, spikes or stealth rock. It's also a good spike stacker, but we'll go with spikes for now. Or the Choice Band / Life Orb / every offensive move you ever got. Earthquake, triple axle. Actually, no, you don't run Life Orb because you get Swords Dance. And then, knock off. Is it terrifying in Hail? Yes, ignore Showdown DBs. Outside of Hail, it doesn't really do anything. And that is the disappointing truth of Sandslash. It's not like Arctazol. Not Arctazol, that'd be terrifying. Arctivish, where you've got a good team and you put Arctivish on it. Because Arctivish is also a water type. That's the reason you can just slap it onto a team. However, Sandslash it's got the steel typing pretty good, but it's also got, double weakness to fighting, double weakness to fire, which doesn't really pair well with Vanillux. If this was like, if the Snowtail was with Ninetales Alola, or Ninetales Alola, it'd be pretty good, fantastic synergy, and you really want to put Artifish on dedicated snow teams, but then you got 3 ice types. How are you going to make that up in the rest of the build there? It's just but it's good on when you can't run it. Just finding a place to run it is extremely difficult. Anyway, what was next? Sableye. I love Sableye. I think he's a cool guy. I love the fact that he's like a really stable tech against Passimian and other physical attackers. We don't talk about Taurus Blaze Brood. He just does so prankster, and then if you run into a dark type, you just the standard set is Willow, Toxic. This is just what I've been running. I think that's my body giving me a hand. I've been talking too much today, but I'm going to complete this video in this recording. This is going to be one big stretch. If it's not, I've lied to you. But yeah, this standard set, Willow, good. Toxic, Knockoff, Nightshade, to hit the things you can, Toxic. Does it gets, oh yeah, they're right, you can't really run Toxic, because you have to recover. The full recovery thing, that's horrid. The fact they can't burn Ember or Taurus Blaze Breed or Umbreon or Bombardier or Quillfish sucks a lot. But or Scrafty, I forgot about Scrafty. Scrafty and Drapio. There's a lot of dark types. Okay. But you do check Passimian. And that is all that is important to me. The only reason Sableye is in B- is because I ranked it really highly. Everyone else ranked it C or B-. So I think Sableye would have been around C if I didn't rank it so highly. I just like it. I like a good Passimian check. This thing haunts my nightmares. And it can burn Tentacruel, which is always good in the Hazard War. Quillfish! I'm going to save us all some time, and I'm just going and listen back to my segment about Quillfish Hisui. It is Quillfish, but it has Flip Turn. That sounds better, but it also doesn't have the dark typing, so that makes it worse. Yeah, that's about it, really. It's just Quillfish, worse Quillfish Hisui, but with Scald. Not Scald. Flip Turn. No, it's not Scald. Arachnid! Arachnid. Poor soul. Hits really hard, but it doesn't actually... has to run heavy duty boots, but it doesn't want to run heavy duty boots. It's not even the best web setter, I believe. I believe there are better web setters. Slurpuff. Unironically Slurpuff. And if you're really desperate, Orbeetle. Or Cutiefly. But Arachnid, yeah, good web setter. We all know about its web setting shenanigans, but yeah. Clicks Liquidation, clicks X-Scissor. Wants to run Choice Band but can't because it has to run heavy duty boots and then it gets knocked off, so why even run it, and then you get worn down by Stealth Rocks. But here we go. Arachnid, this is posted by someone in the Nat Dex ZU test scored. Arachnid, in my opinion, is a phenomenal utility / defensive check in the tier to its array of good qualities, which with proper timing put into it could grant a lot of value for a lot of teams. Typically it runs a Sticky Loud Leaf set, but as this is so telegraphed, this often becomes a determinant? I don't know. This is not to say that it cannot be runs webs anyway. It's far and away the best and most consistent option for each of the teams who want to run webs as a leverage. I would argue Slurpuff was better because you could also click Bertram, but what makes Arachnid so potent is that it's not locked into web lead as a role as many others are. A phenomenal water bug typing coupled with the fantastic water bug ability to shore up its bug type's shortcomings gives Arachnid a lot it can defensively check, most notably shrugging off Pessimian good passive range check, as it well as walling both Taurus variants in one team slot. Additionally, unlike many other defensive staples who aim to chip opponents down with consistent damage such as Toxic from Underground and Claybone, Water also provides Arachnid with the opportunity to chunk its opponents while fishing for burns with Scald, lowering attack with Lunge, or going all offensive with the Fabled Choice Strand Liquidation sound. Overall, this very versatile, amazing defensive profile means that there are not many situations where having Arachnid will put you at disadvantage. If they've got a knockoff user, and they also have Stealth Rocks, you're in a bit of a as is one of the most consistent answers to the litany of value tanks in the tier if they don't run knockoff, as well as being able to threaten physical attackers across the board with Skull Burns. Very fair argument, can't really disagree with it, differing opinions, but that's about it. That's about it, really. Where was I? Klefki! God, Klefki is such a poor mon of happenstance. None of its fundamental traits are right. Spikes, Toxic, Dazzling Gleam, and then Magic Coat to keep the other hazards off. Until we realize this set is completely walled by Tentacle. Tentacle spins your hazards away, takes Dazzling Gleams like a champ. Magico doesn't care. Toxic. And it's just so sad. If Tentacle was in the metagame, I think it'd be A-. Unironically. But Tentacle is in the metagame, so classically it has to be on very specific hazard stats that can remove Tenta. Which is not a lot of teams, I must admit. It's not a lot of teams. I don't know what else to say. Anyway. Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt is a pivot with Soak. That's about it. I need someone else to talk about it. I don't know what it does. I don't know why you'd run over Mega Ampharos or Fortress or anything else, but I will respect it. It's a big fat electric type. Bruxfish. Bruxfish hits hard with Waterfall. Waterfall? What am I talking about? Strong Draw, Crunch, if I can spell, Crunch, Wave Crash, Flip Turn, and other move. Thanks. Hits hard, hits strong. To run Life Orb, Choice Bounce, Choice Scarf. It's just kind of flaccid. It's flaccid into Underbeyond, it's flaccid into the electric types, it's flaccid into Gudra of all things. blasted into Tauros of all things. Because if you click Crunch, Tauros is going to come in both forms. Whimsicott, if it's not running a Choice Scar set. Even Vileplume, if it's Choice Locked. There's just a lot of checks to it. Especially Dark type ways. Drapion, Umbreon, Cofishisui, Bombardier. So it wants to run Choice Band for the damage, it wants to run Choice Scar for the speed control, and it wants to run Life Orb for changing its options. But it can't, unfortunately. If it could do all those things, I think we'd be living in a different world, but it can't. Tauros! Tauros is like the most surprising mon for me. Are you? Wait. No. He is. It's like the most surprising mon. Because I tested this on my funny haha, I'm throwing a bunch of garbage stuff together, you know, Audino, Tauros. I'm trying to remember who else. Omasar, I think? Dugtrio? I don't remember. Sceptile plus Thwackey. I forgot to mention Hitmonlee. Did I mention Hitmonlee earlier on? I feel like I did. I'm gonna go with yes. Quickly, Hitmonlee, Unburden, close to stance, close combat. Cool. But, back to Tauros. It's got Sheer Force Body Slam, close combat, EQ, and then coverage move. Either Stone Edge for the Flyers, Throat Chop for other things, I don't remember. Iron Head for the Fairies. And Pursuit. Just giving you that little chip. And you run Life Orb, you run Sheer Force. And you do something that neither of the other horses do, and that's being, like, somewhat fast. Like, the other Tauruses have to worry about Tenta outspeeding them, theoretically. Modest Whimsicott. There's not a lot of base 100s here. Scyther. Savali forms. That's about it. Chinchino. But Tauros has got speed on this side. It hits hard, but it's a normal type, so it's just gonna get completely destroyed by Passimian itself. As much as I was going on about it, Scrafty, Sneasler, there's a lot of fighting types. Hariyama. Like, you're gonna run into a fighting type, so you need to bring like a Tentacool, a Whimsicott, a Ghost type, a Dragalge. You just need to bring a lot of fighting checks. And if you do that, Tauros pops off, gets like 5 kills the entire game, and just like does great. The Dunsparce. Again, another mon that's got a lot of sets, none of them really good. There's the Calm Mind, Boom Burst, Ancient Power. Toxic, I don't remember what it's got Boom Burst. It's got Boom Burst. What else do you want? Probably Shadow Bolt for the Ghost. And then you've got the Thunder Wave, Headbutt, coverage moves. Just a lot of coverage moves. It's got a lot of moves. Can't really use any of them well, but like it's got a lot of moves. And then you've got like Woost. It's a mix and match, mon. Is it really good at mixing? Okay, the best way to describe it, it's a mix and match, mon, but the mixing is between like dog poo, cat poo, cow poo, and then like Boom Burst, which in this case is going to be like chocolate. That's a really... okay, we're moving on. Auroras! Okay, for those in the audience who have been keeping and paying attention, I don't blame you for not. I just heard a cat jump through the window. We're ignoring that. For those paying attention, you may be wondering, why is Aurora seeing any use? It's utter poo-poo garbage. It's completely outclassed by Vanillix, has worse typing, defensively. Sure, it's got a better typing offensively, but it's slow. And it doesn't do a lot. And I agree with you. Snowboarding, Auroras. I'm gonna go and tell this cat to shut up. It's actually annoying me. Stop playing with the bloody blinds! Right, back to point. Back to point. Auroras. Auroras. I forgot one thing. Yes, snowboarding Auroras sucks. Don't use it. If you use it, I will personally come to your house and murder you. But refrigerator Auroras, that's when the mod is cooking. Rock polish, meteor beam, hyper voice, and someone's at the door. Okay, give me a second. Not hyper beam, hyper voice, and freak string. This allows you to just and power. This I don't want to say destroys the standard cores, but it does a lot to them. Since Aurora's attack is so I'm probably going to run an attack minus in nature anyway. Foul Play is not going to do much from Umbreon. Tenta obviously doesn't want to switch in. The Flyers don't. So yeah, it just does well. Problem is, you need a lot of setup turns. You need a lot of exploiting Tenta and Umbreon and the other defensive mods. You've got to click Rock Polish, and then you've got to hope that the switch-in isn't a Rock Resist, and then you've got to hope that you can sweep from there, and there's no Mach Punches. Or Bullet Punches. But, still, it can do things, which is pretty good. Mesprit. Mesprit is a worse Uxie. Not entirely true. It's more offensive, but it's not that much more offensive. So that's my opinions on Mesprit. It's worse Uxie. Uxie is like the best one to be copying. Snorlax. Snorlax is like a special wall, but is a normal type. So it's gonna if it was like a fairy type. Or just any other type, excluding rock and ice, it would be doing amazingly for itself right now. There's a lot of special threats, a lot of them very scary, especially Mega Amphi, but it's also stuck with the normal typing, which in this specific metagame, you call Verizon, Tauros. You get the idea. There's a lot of ink types. I don't need to go over all of them. Silvally Fairy. It's like Silvally Ground from 3 hours earlier, but worse stat combination. Which feels weird to say, but like you gotta do 3 of your moves are already locked in. You don't relentless Cell Throck like Silvally Ground did, so you just take a lot through the chip, and then you gotta pick. You can run Zen Headbutt, but then your Flame Charge, even at +2, is not doing amazing amounts of damage to Seal. So you might think, okay, I'll run a Fire type move or a Fighting type move. So Valley doesn't get Fighting type moves, and all of Fire moves, except for Flame Charge and Fire Fang, are special. So you gotta start mixing up coverage, and then it's just
No, I would say 6 times out of 10, if you're trying to sweep with it, it's going to kill 1 mon and that's it. If that. But 4 times out of 10, it's probably going to kill 2-3 mons. That's very good. And then like, oh, well, I've already filled up my percentage. So 0% of the time is it going to sweep. Anyway, Comfey. I've had many a discussion with Comfey. Not with Comfey, about Comfey. There is a certain someone, they knew who they don't know themselves anymore, but they did know themselves. No, they know who they are. They really like Comfey. They think it's like a name on, and like, you know what? Go off. Be Comfey's destroyer. Stan. Be a Comfey Stan. You know, triage, calm mind, draining kiss, giga drain, store power. You do need +3 to one-shot Tenta. You can't beat steals. But the rest of the metagame, take advantage of the fighting types everywhere. Typhlosion. Like Choice Scarf Eruption. I don't know what else to say about it. It does have other moves. But Fire Blast, Scorching Sands. Yeah, that's saving a PNG. Scorching Sands and then Empowered Grass. You know. Got choice specs up if you can handle the speed control. It's just Stealth Rocks and Tenta and everything. It's just ugh. So many things just completely destroy it. Anyway, Thwacky. Thwacky enables grassy training teams to exist. So why isn't it with Hitmonlee in B tier? Because Hitmonlee does stuff. Thwacky doesn't. Thwacky needs to run a choice band to do anything, and if it's running a choice band, it doesn't have the bulk to reliably set grassy terrain. So yeah, that's it. Oh, and it's a great partner with Tentacool because it reduces the EQ weakness. Which is pretty good. I'm just checking the time. Oh, plenty of time. Primate! Primate is a funny mon. You never run Evilite, you got Defiant, you go... It's a Choice Scarfer that beats basically every other Choice Scarfer, has U-Turn, has Stealth Rocks, and it's got Earthquake. It's like a mini Passimian that can beat Fortress, because you do have Fire Punch and you do have Overheat. Overheat is funnier. But it doesn't really do that style of that. You can't even like functionally run Rage Fist. I've seen it lead, like, you can run it over EQ, but like, you don't get enough. You physically do not have enough bulk to do it. And if you try and run bulk up, you can't. Okay, we're just gonna say it how it is. You can't. But, that's fine. You can do Scarf U-Turn. Rotom! This is increasingly getting into mods I don't use. Rotom exists. Yeah. It has Volt Switch. It's a Passimian check. That's all you need to know. Absol, it clicks Choice Band, Super Lock, Pursuit, and Knock Off, and other moves. Iron Tail for fairies. And probably Sucker Punch, or X Scissor for other dark types, or Play Rough. And it does pretty good for itself. It doesn't hit that hard. If it loses its choice band, it's basically useless. Worse than useless. Dies to everything. Flying type. Flying types are everywhere. But other than that little problem is pretty good. I like it. Togedemaru is another rapid spinner. What? Huh? It doesn't? What? I'm Jin. I thought Togedemaru got rapid spin this entire time. What? What? Why are people ranking it? It doesn't even get spin! What? I was about to go, oh, it's a fine spinner, you know. Tenta's a better one, but it's got arm, but it doesn't have spin! What? Well, I guess it's got Volt Switch, Super Fang, Spiky Shield, okay. Spiky Shield, Nuzzle, I don't know. I don't know what this one does. How about it click spin? And the Selgar, a Selgar. A Selgar has, it's like Bug Buzz, Toxic Spikes, U-turn. I don't know what you do with this thing. It's a fine hazard stacker, I think. I don't know. I genuinely don't. There's the throat spray set, but like that's kind of doo-doo garbage. Buzz, Energy Ball, Focus Blast, Giga Drain. I don't know. We're increasingly seeing, like, I've gone like through so many mons so quickly. Regirock is a fine physical wall, except for the fact that it loses to every single goddamn fire type in, not fire type, fighting type in the tier, but it does click Stealth Rocks. That's pretty good. Jolteon has Alluring Voice, T-Bolt, Calm Mind, or Celebrate. You could be the Celebrate guy, and Shadow Ball, or the Hidden Powers. Celebrate allows you to, you know, get a factor out that you lose to Passimian, but also means you don't have an item, so you hit like a very weak Salami. Croconaw, not Croconaw. Croconaw does not have a niche here. Willow, Slack Off, Roar, Flamethrower. It is the most anti-special and physical sweeper because it's got Unaware and it's got EVI, but if Stealth Rocks are set up, doesn't do its job. If Knockoff is set up, that doesn't make any sense. If Knockoff is used, it can't do its job. So it's very much specific to the Big Stall, and Big Stall it's not that good. So this is where Crocodile is. Help do fine for itself in another tier. There's still so many of them. Kabutops, Choice Scarf, Battle Armor, Flip Turn, Stone Edge, Rat Spin, and then coverage move, either Stone Edge, Aqua Jet, Toxic, Knockoff. There's a lot of moves you can choose from. Stealth Rocks. Honestly, I might look into this more. I'm more convinced about this thing. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, it's a spinner who clicks spin and flip turn. Has good stats and loses pass immune because it's speed ties. Yeah. Wheezing! This is your best pass immune check. Pretty bad like state of the metagame that this is your pass immune check. But it's rising in usage. I think if the VR was taken now, it would probably be C, maybe even B-, but funny thing is an interaction I saw, someone's running speed EVs to outpace no speed. How many speed EVs did you run? Yes, outspeed, no speed, Umbreon. I don't know if I mentioned this in the Umbreon section, but obviously you're running physically defensive. But Umbreon runs 8 speed because you max out its HP, but you don't because you need an even number, and then you max out its special defense, and then yada yada yada. But funny thing, saw someone running 44 speed EVs for Umbreon. Umbreon had 8 speed EVs. So now, if you want an optimal taunting against Umbreon, you gotta run 169. Still the best Passimian check in the game. Garbodor! I'm gonna start rushing through these mons. Spikes! Toxic Spikes. Paid Split. Sludge Wave. It's a mon, cool. Has Black Sludge, or Heavy Duty Boots, or, I don't know, Choice Band. No, that's not real. It's out some spikes and toxic spikes. Is it better than Quillfish? No, but it can work on more defensive teams. Almost. Bramblin! Bramblin is like Delmise, but like so much worse. Rapid Spin, Poltergeist, Power Whip. Cause like, and then spikes. It's Delmise if it had spikes, and also worse. But that's still a niche. That's a pretty good niche, eh? Drampa. Drampa's what the Dunsparce should have been. Draco. Hyper Voice, because it doesn't get Boomburst. Eddie Ball for coverage, and then fire move. Hits hard, hits the steals. It's just slow, and of course, normal typing loses the fire fightings. They can't switch into you, but like, you know, if you've dropped a Draco already onto a steel type, they can switch into you pretty well. On the star, ever since the Shell Smash ban, doesn't have anything to do, so it clicks spikes. Also got the Miori Rock Polish set with Hydro or Surf. Yeah, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. Then, Bravery. I don't know what Bravery does. I think it clicks Scarf U-turn, I think. Switches into the Tauruses relatively well if they're clicking EQ. And that's about it. That's about it. Also has Defog. You know, hazard control's always nice. Aggron. This is a mon I can actually talk about. And I'm going to talk about it because I think it's cool as hell. Aggron has 3 sets. You got the Choice Band set. Pretty standard, you know, Head Smash, EQ, Stony Edge, and then like Stealth Rock or a coverage move, or like, you know, anything. Thunder Wave if you're crazy, Superpower for other steals. Pretty fine. Then you've got the like leftovers, I think. Rock, Polish, Head Smash, EQ, Stone Edge. You know, pretty standard Aggron stuff. I don't think it's outspeeds Scarf outspeed you. Oh, Jesus. 218 times 2. Does it outspeed Scarf Passimian? 284 times 5. It does. Okay, that's pretty good. This is probably its best set, but Choice Band Head Smash, pretty good. And if you're crazy like me, you can run the Choice Scarf set. How much does this outspeed the metagame by? Not a lot. But, putting Choice Scarf on random mons, unpredictability. That's my excuse anyway. It doesn't even beat the base 100s. Yeah, maybe don't run Choice Scarf Aggron. Kling Clang has got, you know, Life Orb or Lum or the damage reducing berries. Got Gear Grind, Shift Gear, Wild Charge. Main thing is it's kind of just doesn't have moves. It just doesn't. You have to return. You have to do this. This is not good. It's fast. It's not fast to get off shift gears reliably. It can work. just not that well. Vivillon is kind of just worse Oricorio, so I'm not going to talk about it. As Oricorio, worse defense typing, but with sleep. And it can hit Hurricane. That's about it. Audino non-mega runs Heavy Duty Boots, Regenerator, Wish, Knockoff, Body Slam for paralysis, and just, damage, and Protect, because you actually need to get those wishes. That's fine. Pyroar! Pyroar does nothing. I don't know why it's here. It's kind of just worth Magmortar, but it, normal stab, wow. What a crazy thing. But I think it gets Nasty Plot. No, it doesn't even get Nasty Plot. It gets Taunt. That's a move that you can click in this game. Dark Pulse. But also trades it for fighting weakness. So not be good. Sceptile! Sceptile's like the worst of the Unburden users. That's actually wants to use Unburden. Actually, is it the worst Unburden user? No, that goes to Lipard. Pretty solidly Lipard. And then Steeple. Then Sceptile. It works on the grassy terrain teams because you got boosted Leaf Blades and Acrobatics is pretty strong. But that's about it. Not got much else going for it. Probably gonna end up getting banned from Nat Dex ZU. Probably. Or I would have a guess. Dodrio! I don't know. Brave Bird, Choice Band Brave Bird, but you gotta worry about rocks. Can work. I've not got much to say about these ones. Eggy Hisui, not Hisui. Alola, Trace Specs, Draco, Leaf Storm, Flamethrower for the steals, and then Sleep Powder. Is this good? No. End of discussion. Hunter actually has more than one set. That's, crazy. The set you're gonna see the most often is like Choice Scarf, Shadow Bell, Sludge Wave, T-Bolt, and then like Willow. Outspeeds, and we're switching to 2 of 4 of the Passimian moves. Can hit Passimian with Will-O-Wisp. Hates Umbreon, hates Mega Ampharos, hates Tentacool. Could run Side Shock, I guess. And then the much more rare set, but, surprise factor. Choice Specs. Same thing, except you probably want to run Side Shock, because I didn't even know it had Side Shock. Did it have Side Shock? Does it? It has Psychic. It doesn't get Shy Shock. Ha. I thought it did. I'm making things up. Lapras! Heavy Duty Boots. Not Heracross type. Heavy Duty Boots. Shell Armor so you don't get crit. And then Triple Axle. Seriously, it didn't get Triple Axle this gen? It's the loaded dice icicle spear thing. Right. I think it should have gone Triple Axle. I know that makes no sense. But God, this mon needs it. Waterfall. It gets liquidation, doesn't it? It does, okay. The world's, only good Dragon Dancer. Because I'm pretty sure no one else really... Okay, let's quickly go through them. Altara is unranked. Drampa's a special attacker. Flapple is Flapple. Lapras can use it. Sceptile is a special attacker. Scrafty can use it. Damn. Second best Dragon Dancer in the tier. And it's got... Yeah, that's about it. Grafia is like your weather setter and stuff. And, goes around. Got Heat Rock. It can do the Unburden, Mirror Coat, Swagger thing. Don't run that. You run Knockoff, you run U-Turn, you run Sunny Day, and then you run, Ton. Fine Mon. Corso Galar can switch into a lot of, you know, dangerous special attackers. And burn them and recover, and then it gets knocked off and then it dies. Does it not get shot? Okay, yeah, it does get night shave. I was about to bloody piss. You know, sets up stealth orc, sets up all of this stuff. Visibly defensive to Lyria with like passing an earthquake and stuff. Will it just lose to Umbreon because it will burn itself due to synchronized? Yep. Does it have competition with the much better growth types of Cofagrigus and Golurk and Decidueye? Yep, and Jellicent. But it is a Mon that has a niche. Ursaring, I can't take this Mon seriously in this tier. You know, can't run Eviolite, too little damage. Can't run Choice Band because it's locked. Can't run Flame Lord because it's outclassed. So we're moving on. Ditto. You know what Ditto does? It transforms into other Mons. That's about it. That's its entire niche. Dugtrio. Dugtrio's actually a Mon I can talk about. Swords Dance. EQ. Stone Edge. Other move. Stealth Rocks. This is replicating the Silvally set. You know, you can run Life Orb, you can run Foshu Sash, you can run... I don't know. It's just worse. It's just worse. Scorch. Heavy Dude Boots. I know exactly what I was trying to do. I was trying to, you know, I was looking at what got it banned, and it was just like an all-out attacking set, and then I run an all-out attacking set, and then it did nothing. You know, Coil, Knockoff, Flare Blitz, Fire Lash, Willow. It just doesn't do anything. And also, if you lose Stealth, not Stealth Rocks, if you lose Heavy Duty Boots, you're dead. So there's that. Oricori Palu. Where's Oricori? I'm moving on. Colossal, our like 50th spinner. It's got Fire and Rock typing, got Stealth Rocks, got Spikes. That's pretty good. School Villain works on Sun teams. If you've heard about Nat Dex ZU, not Nat Dex ZU, Nat Dex, just regular Scrawling Violet NU, you've heard what it does. It clicks all around, it's got Sun, Choice Specs, cool. Done! We're done! I still have to give out closing statement, but that's fine. Overall, Nat Dex ZU. Pretty balanced metagame, pretty fun metagame, to be completely honest. I for as much as I've ranted in this video about random mons, it's still pretty fun. I need to find where the thing is. And Stall is dead, so that's good. No one likes Stall. Where is it? We need to look at metagame. Nat Dex ZU. Stalliness, more negative equals more offensive. Everything's balanced, and you can tell it's a good metagame if it's got more balance. Not always, but generally the rule is if it's balanced, then it's probably good. And that's my closing thoughts. Good metagame. My throat is gonna die in a second. See you when I talk about not Nat Dex, Jesus. Probably Sword and Shield SU or Scarlet and Violet SU. We're probably talking about my draft. The draft, not the draft league. Then, what else am I doing? Oh, the Scarlet and Violet tournament and the strongest, Nat Dex strongest day. I might do that at some point. That's us done. Cool. Goodbye.